Hello, 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 everyone. What is going on? James here. And after many months, we have a guest returning once again. Last time this geezer was on, I think he was on like 300, 400 subs and talking about how he's going to do some YouTube videos and just graft and see if it works, see what happens. Now this geezer is on 3,500 subs. And he's just been cancelled because he said he farted on stream. So I can't continue this. That's the end of the podcast. No, I'm kidding. Here we are, Molly Boy.
Hey, that's jokes, man. Farted on stream. You know what? The amount of times I have farted on stream, it's unreal.
I've never noticed it when I've been watching them back, but fair
I don't
enough.
think anyone does. I try and keep them silent. If you ever see me fidgeting like this, I'm probably just letting one out.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's better to blast them out, to be honest, on stream.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, bring more fans in. But
exactly. Yeah, let me just share this on Instagram. Oh no, my bad. Okay, let's go.
So, first things first. How's it feel being a proper YouTuber full time then? I know it's more the money, the streaming side, which makes the money, but at the same time, you're still a YouTuber. It's not like you're a Twitch star or anything. So how's it feel, man?
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. So I'm literally just doing this as a type. I'm not gonna lie. It honestly feels like a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's people, and I don't think you can actually. You don't really understand until you're actually doing it. But I genuinely didn't realize when I first started that it was going to be not stressful, but it's like so for example, I used to live stream every day except for Saturdays. Then it got to the point where there was so many people tapping in, there was so much promoting that I was having to do that every day, because I'd start like 6 p.m. and then I wouldn't get to bed until like 5 a.m. So I was doing 11-hour days. So there was no way that I could do it every single day. So yeah, back to your question. Sometimes it's stressful. It is like a full-time job, but it's very, very rewarding.
Yeah. Does it beat the retail work than the 9 till 5?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think I'd rather be stressing over this than stressing at a job that I hate.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if you get some geezer on the internet, or it could have been a lady, what's their name? Barack, who donated the £309.
Oh yeah, Brack.
Thing is, if you're getting some geezer donate that much to you for your opinion, for your reaction, that must be a pretty powerful feeling. That must be like, damn, this geezer's donated that for my opinions on everyone's music. What a good bloke.
You know what it is as well? Like, at first I was enjoying it just because I love doing videos and streams and stuff. But then recently, within like the last couple of months, I get so many people that message me saying, yo, bro, I really appreciate everything you're doing. All this sort of stuff. So it just makes me feel good when I do it.
Yeah. And here we go. The man, the myth, the legend, Aaron is here. The Barack Obama, and I approve this stream. Nah, JK. Ooh, what's up? Not much, Aaron. Cheers for hopping in, lad. But yeah, I mean, what is the stress of like being a YouTuber? Like, does the stress feel like it affects you a bit more than like working in retail? Because retail, it's like guaranteed, but you could have a load of streams where no one gives you any donations and you've only made like 1p. I know that's unlikely, but it could happen.
Well, there was actually. So I don't mind talking about money and stuff like when it's just me and you. Like I ain't bothered, but I like to kind of keep my finances a bit on the low when I'm doing it like this, because you know there's people out there who are a bit greedy and want to copy. But we'll leave it at that. But yeah, I do. Even though I'm doing well, I do stress still. I stress for like, I think to myself, what if I go live tonight and that's it? It doesn't work ever again, and it's just all gone.
Yeah.
So I mean, like recently, I just brought a new car as well, so you know I need to make that money back up.
And it's a BMW. What if all the parts go wrong and you have to spend like 10 grand getting everything better?
So I'm saying,
you just never know.
Expensive.
Yeah.
And it's 20 years old, so I don't want to.
I didn't realise it was 20-year old. It looked quite good.
Yeah, it's a classic, to be fair. Nice classic car.
fair dues. One of my friends, him and his dad work on MGs, and with MGs the head gaskets go wrong, but they do look pretty good. The head gaskets blow up, and there's issues with the MGs quite a bit, but they look really nice, and they're quite fast. So
I've
I
never
mean
been into MGs,
BMW,
you know.
huh?
I've never really been into MGs. I remember my cousin, he wanted his first car to be an MG, and I was just like, ugh. But they're proper like British cars, aren't they?
Yeah, well, the thing is, that's why like a lot of British people love them because they're like, oh, Britain, you know, amazing. But it's like, nah, man, all these are made in China. That's why they go wrong. The same with the Jaguars. That's why they go wrong. You know,
To be
if you look,
fair though, BM's are proper nice built German cars, aren't they? So
yeah, true. I really like my reliable Ford. To be fair, you know, touch wood, nothing has gone wrong apart from this light on the dashboard. And I had that checked, and apparently that happens on loads of different cars. My granddad had this Rav4 before, and for years there was a sort of like light orange light on the dashboard, and I thought there was something going seriously wrong because I have to commute quite a bit to work, and I thought, shit, if I break down in this, you know, sort of rough part of the outskirts of Birmingham, that's not going to be very fun, is it?
to be
But
fair though, I was surprised that where you work, you know, it's quite far from where you live.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Please don't. Yeah,
No,
please
I'm
don't
not going to
mention
say
my job or
anything.
anything.
I ain't going to say
Yeah,
anything.
but yeah,
But how come
it's
you
because
chose to like work that far?
basically straight after I finished my Oh yes, we have the people flocking in, baby.
How many
Some of
people's
the
there?
cheeky fans. Young, creative. What's got
Yo,
you? And
Boy,
yo
Dead Bunny,
from.
what's going on, bro?
But oh, did you like my music?
Yeah, we'll keep that for my music reviews though. We're just doing a little podcast here.
But anyway, the reason why I chose to commute straight after I finished working at the advice line, it was just a 6-month contract. So what happened was I was just desperate for jobs because the left side of my back was. It's not. I have good days and bad days on my back, but like the thing is, I was just desperate for a customer service role, like just working on the phones. And the other job I had was basically even further than where my current job is. Like me and my,
Mm.
'cause basically I was actually offered two jobs. I was offered one job for 21 grand a year, and then this job was an apprenticeship which is paid rubbish. But I looked at the 21 grand job was a debt chasing job, and the people seemed really nice, but it was just such a travel. Well, at the place I'm working now, I wasn't too keen. I thought, oh, they're not going to be very nice and all that jazz. But honestly, a lot of people are really cool there.
To be fair, I reckon if you'd have done that debt chasing job, you would have got a lot of aggro from people that you were calling.
Yeah, exactly. Because like, who in the world? Like, because basically they explained to me the job, and it was like, all right, you're chasing these debts and blah blah blah. And the people seemed really cool, and I'd imagine they would have been supportive, and I imagine my skin would have got thick and all that. But you ring people up about debts. No one wants to pay their debts ever. They're not going to be like, "Oh, hello, James. Yes, I'm happy to
Yeah.
pay you your company £1,000. Fantastic. Yes." They're going to be like, "Man, I'm not fucking paying." And then
Although, as well, I do feel like
no.
people probably wouldn't answer the phone deliberately because they don't want to speak
Yeah,
to you.
it'd be by accident, and you probably like with the job I'm working at. They say to you, you can give them 3 strikes if they're really mean, and then you slam the phone down. Well, not slam the phone. You say, if you keep talking to me like this, sir or ma'am, I'm going to put the phone down.
That's
Or
exactly what
whatever.
mine was like for the NHS.
Yeah. While if you work for a debt company, they're going to say, mate, I'm sorry, I don't care what they're saying to you. You've got to get that money off them somehow. You're going to
Yeah, I
have to
know.
take a lot more. Basically, you're going to have to take a lot more shit off them, most probably. And you're going to have to probably ring them back more.
I
But
remember
yeah.
this once. I was so obviously, you know, I used to work for the NHS during
Yeah.
COVID, and I had to ring this man, and I don't know if it was like somebody pretending to be old and just deluded, or if he actually was. And then it sounded like his phone was far away, and he was sitting down, and it kind of reminded me of you actually. He was
Oh,
like, the
no.
geezer was shouting, and he was like, "Who is this? I'll call the police," and all this stuff. And I was just like, "I'm just trying to get your details because you've got COVID." And he
No.
weren't having none of it, so I just put the phone down. I was like, you know what? I don't get paid enough to be fucking
So he
shouting
sounded
out.
like an elderly version of me.
Yeah, just like, you know, when you go like loud and stuff, it just reminded me of that.
Oh. Okay, fair enough. How you're feeling?
Well,
I'm
good, man.
good. What up? Hello,
What's going on,
Estima.
man?
Yo.
Yo, how many people are
Actually,
watching?
5 currently. Actually, to answer that question honestly, I'm feeling good at the moment, but like, man, the past few months it's been hectic at work, man. Like, I'll tell you something, right? There was this one day where there was 29 calls in the queue and only 4 people answering them, and some of these calls are long-winded, you
Are
know.
you inbound calls then?
Um, Most of the time, yeah, there is a few outbound calls.
Hmm.
29 calls in the queue and only 4 people answering them, and no other department does what we do in the country. I know I'm
Yeah.
being very vague, but obviously you know what I'm on about, but obviously the audience doesn't. But some days, man, it's just hard, man, you know. But the thing is, you just sort of got to get on with it. If you got absolute twonk customers, you just got to think, well, who cares? They're not face to face. I mean, the shit people have to deal with in Mackies, that is a genuinely horrible job. You know, like, I've heard some horror stories, people just screaming over burgers, getting shit chucked at them. It's like, bro, you're buying food really, really cheap, and these people are just trying to, give you shit. At the end of the day, it sucks when service is slow, but I think it's pathetic how society just, like, spends 50 million years waiting for a Mackies, because a lot of times when I've driven past Mackies, the queue has been massive, and I just think, bro, it
Yeah.
should be a treat. I
Especially down here as well, 'cause it's really like there's only really like 2 McDonald's close to me.
Yeah.
And when I say close, they're still like 30 minutes drive. So the
Mm.
queues are crazy at these McDonald's. But back in Birmingham, there's like one every fucking 10 meters away.
Yeah, exactly, man. Even near me, like, the thing is, I'm like a hour away from, well, 45 minutes away from Birmingham, pretty much, or 40 minutes in good traffic, and pretty much like there's still a Mackey's not too far. There's 2 other Mackies which are not too far. There's basically 4 Mackies which I could drive to easily without any hassle, and it's just mad. Well, in like South Devon, you have to drive like forever for anything, don't you?
Yeah, you do,
So.
to be fair.
But still, South Devon, far better than the West Midlands. You got the fresh air, not really any crime. I suppose the banter, from what I've seen on your videos and from what you've told me, the banter's a little bit weak, you know.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've been here. How long have I been here now? March 21, I came down here. So a year and a bit. I have
Mm,
literally, it sounds so sad. I have no friends because,
really.
well, one of the main reasons because
It's just all old ladies, bro.
yeah, it's all old people. But the
Yeah.
young people that are here, I only actually worked, like, I only actually went to work from like March to July. Then I got a job at home and then I started doing this. You know what I mean? So I haven't been able to socialize.
Did you keep
So,
in touch with many people at the holiday place you worked at, or?
hey, honestly, bro, they were all fucking strange. I'm sorry if any of you are watching. You are all strange.
What?
I don't care.
Bro.
There was
Like,
there was one, yeah, there was one I actually really started to get along with, but then I spoke to him the other day and he was fucking rude for no reason. I just thought, who are you?
oh shit. What did he say, or is it too personal?
I don't care, man. So basically, right, I'm not gonna say any names, but there's this one guy who used to suck the boss's ass, like
Oh,
seriously, used to suck his
that's
ass.
no fun,
Everyone
man.
used to take the piss out of him for sucking his ass. I felt bad for him, so I used to speak to him, right? I used to be nice to him. But yeah, I did used to agree. He did used to suck his ass, and I used to think, you're doing all this for him. He doesn't care about you. One day he's just going to
Mm.
drop you, and that's it. He'll forget about you, which did happen. He then had to go and get a job, like a bit. I'm not going to say the name. Yeah, fuck it. He got a job in Exeter. So then I said to him, I messaged him the other day, and I was like, "Yo, you're not working at the holiday camp anymore." He said, "Nah." I said, "How come?" No, that was it. I said, "Where are you working now?" He put Exeter, just one word, and then I would put, "How come you're not working for so and so?" And he just put left. So I was like,
Wow.
"Why are you being so dead?" So I just thought, "Fuck
That
it."
seems so lame, man. Because in this day and age, a lot of people don't reach out to each other, man. So if a geezer I used to work with was messaging me and saying like, "Oh, how come you left this job, or what happened here?" I go into a bit of detail. I think, damn, this person's showing a bit of
That's what I'm
interest in what I'm
saying.
doing.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
You might as well show the common decency to actually say more than just like 2 things. You
Like I
know,
was actually being nice, starting a conversation. He was just like left. So I just thought, "Fuck that." You ain't
ridiculous,
talking to me
man.
like that.
Ridiculous. MBK Trap Boy put fire symbols,
Yeah, what's going on,
uh,
man? Andre, what's going on?
crying faces. What's this mean, Turfy? Crying faces.
I think it's because of what I was saying about the guy being weird. Well, about everyone being weird.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I used to like message people on Discord quite a lot in 2020 and 2021 just because the whole world had a lot of free time. And I used to
Mhm.
keep trying to start, and just even people I knew, some people I knew in real life, I tried to reach out so much. And in the end, I thought, there's so many people who are just saying, yeah, no,
Yeah, there's
and
no
giving
point.
such minimal answers. I think you might as well just put energy into people who are actually putting energy into the responses and not just fucking you off and being like, yeah, no. Because at the end of the day, if they want to be dead arses, then just let them be dead arses and, fuck them off.
It's their
Some of them are
loss, innit?
nice people, but it's just annoying when they're just like, just give dead arse answers. It's like they don't care when you're trying to, have a laugh and have some bants.
Honestly, there's not many people that I actually speak to anymore because I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
You know
Man.
what though? And I'm not trying to say that I'm some next fucking millionaire or anything, but since I've been doing like well for myself, you start to see certain people like come back that you'd never really speak to, and I just thought I kind of like deaded it off. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, that's happened.
Adam Sapphire said, or Sapphire, however you pronounce it. I feel that.
Of course, man.
Have people rolled up to? Have you had like some good success, Adam, and like people have rolled up to you and been like, "Bro, let me jump on that." Out of interest, and what is it? Because I'm not trying to intrude on your business. I'm just wondering if you got a cool story to tell. But if you don't want to go into it, fair enough. I just thought I'd ask. How many people? Has it been a lot of people from the past popping up, or just the odd person who sort of said one or two things?
There's been a few. This wasn't actually recently, this one. I think I've said it before, but there was, when I first started making music, there was two people I used to go to school with who all of a sudden, as soon as I left school, I didn't speak to them for years, and then all of a sudden they were, "Oh my god, you make music! Oh, we should meet up. We should do this."
And then, just gimpy, man.
Guess what? I don't speak to them again. So
don't blame you. Because the thing is, like, they shouldn't just say, "Oh, you make music, let's meet up." I'm sure there's more to the conversation than that, but like, they should sort of, I don't know, maybe just like go into it a bit better than just like, they should say, "Oh, what's going on? What's happening in your life, man? Oh, I like this song you did. How did you do it?" And actually ask questions rather than just flying at you and being like, "You make music. Oh, let's meet up. You're doing well because you're making music."
I later realise now, though, I don't know if this is the actual reason, but I feel like one of them did it on purpose for their benefit, but it didn't work out in their favour. I don't want to say too much in case they're watching because I'm not really, they're not that important to me anymore, but I feel like they did something for their benefit and then it didn't work out.
I mean, to be honest though, any sort of success in any way, shape or form, if you fucked this YouTube shit off and you just started a card shop down the road and it did amazing, there would be some leeches rolling up and being like, "Oh," and sucking up to it no matter what you do. If you sold like the lamest thing in the world, or if you sold sand to people and it did well somehow, there'd be people coming in and trying to jump on it. And as Tyson Fury said, a lot of people want something from someone successful. They're all riding on the dick when everything's doing well, but when you're in the shitter, you're just another bum in the shower. That's what Fury said.
Literally, when I first started and I was getting like fucking 10, 20 people per stream, nobody was bothered. Now I go live. Every time I turn the live off, there's like 1.2k views on it. And it's just a different story now.
Yeah, man. I mean, I guess, you just got to remember the people that were there at the beginning and, you find out who's genuine and who's not genuine. At the end of the day, though, it seems so illogical that for the people who aren't genuine, because, like, what are you going to get out of messaging this famous person? Because not famous person, but this successful person, like, they've made the smart moves and the, innovative moves to do well. They're not going to be stupid enough to let you on the train, They're not going to let anyone on the train. It's just them and, I don't know, their loved ones and whatever, but mostly them because it's their shit. They worked for it. They earned it, didn't they?
There's a few people as well, which I was really surprised at, that showed a bit of jealousy. And I thought to myself, it happened, and I didn't think it at first. And then, like, a couple of days later, I was thinking, like, why can you not just be happy for someone? Do you know what I mean? Why have you got to turn it around? If I'm trusting you and telling you how well I'm doing and telling you behind the scenes and everything, why can't you just be like, you know what, fair play? But instead, you got to say this.
What sort? Do they try and one up you?
I don't want to say too much. They acted like I wasn't deserving of it.
That is a wanker move, man. That is a wanker move.
Well, they did kind of, but yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like the thing is with those sort of people, like my philosophy used to be, oh, most people like, oh, I just wish the best. Like basically, my philosophy years ago was like, oh, I'm not really, I act happy for people, but I'm not really that happy. I'm not really that jealous or anything. I just don't care.
Mhm.
From like mid 2020 to for a lot, and pretty much to the start of 2022, I was like, oh, even people who are idiots, I'm happy for anyone who's successful. Ever since the start of 2022, I've sort of just thought to myself, like, I genuinely feel good when someone who's deserving gets what they've worked for, and so a friend of mine does really well, or just a really interesting, fun story. That's sort of my philosophy now. If it's anything else, if it's someone I don't like, someone I don't think is deserving, or whatever, I just think to myself, I don't care. I'm not bothered.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
they're a billionaire or in the gutter, it does nothing for me. It doesn't affect my life. Well, people who I'm happy for, well, it doesn't affect my life for the better or worse. I feel happy for them because they've earned it. You know,
Mhm.
I feel like, damn, my friend has done really well. I'm really happy for them because at the end of the day, they've worked hard and earned it. But even if they didn't earn it, I'd still think, even if like friends of mine won the lottery, I'd be like, fair play, man. That's good. They deserve it.
It's like, you know how I recently just brought a new car.
Hmm.
Um, there was some people that couldn't say, you know what, fair play, well done, blah blah blah. That didn't bother me because I really don't care
Right, what
about
did
it.
I say again? Sorry, I was just checking something.
There was some people who couldn't even like say congratulations or well done or fair play or anything. Well, but I'm not bothered about. But
Hmm.
my cousin, he's recently just brought a new car as well. Josh's brother, he's
Cool.
just brought fucking hell, my bad. He's just brought a Mercedes, like a really nice new Mercedes. And like me personally, I don't think to myself, oh, I'm jealous because he's got a newer car than me. I just think, you know what, fair play, well done, you've worked for it. I don't get why other people can't do that.
Yeah, it's and the thing is, it does you better as well as a human being to think like that. To think
Mhm.
well done, fair play, because it makes you feel better. Well, if you're feeling jealous of people, you're just gonna be wallowing in your own shit. Like in the
Literally,
long run, these people who can't be happy for you, they're wallowing in their own shit. Well, for you, it's just like you're not bothered, or it's an interesting discussion on the podcast. You know what I'm
it's like
saying?
it's like these millionaires and stuff as well. Well, not even millionaires, these billionaires that people are so angry at because they have $1 billion or whatever. And I'm just thinking, I get it, like you're telling people to donate, and a lot of billionaires do donate a lot of money, but they've worked hard for their money. What you can't expect.
Mm,
What am I trying to say? You can't be at billionaires so much just because they've got a lot of money. Because if they were
yeah.
billionaires and people were saying to you, you need to do this with your money and you need to do this, they'd be like, no, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. I just wanted to read this quickly. Yeah, people do that. I make music and get a lot of people message me all randomly to collab. Same here, loads. Yeah. But I was gonna say with billionaires, right? What annoys me is when, at least as much as some of the billionaires do get on my nerves, it's sort of more the things that they say sometimes, not that they're billionaires. It's sort of nonsense that they bang
Because
on
to be
about
fair, they
sometimes.
do influence a lot of people because they have got a big name. Like,
Exactly. But it
yeah,
annoys me when the celebrities and the elites tell regular people how to live their lives. Like my sister was watching these two YouTubers chat, these really rich YouTubers chat about how billionaires are bad. And I kept interrupting it. I kept debating on with the telly. I was like, hold on, pause it. I was like, they're saying all billionaires are bad. All right. George Lucas, he went from having millions to getting $4 billion and then giving all that $4 billion for Star Wars to charity. He earned and
exactly.
grafted for Star Wars. So is he bad? Is he bad? Because he was a billionaire, then he gave it all away. How is he bad for being a billionaire? And then my
Hmm.
sister was just like, let me watch it for God's sake. But it annoys me these celebrities who are influencing kids who are like, do live my way or the highway. I never try and influence people with my opinions or whatever. But if I was gonna, I'd say, please, I advise you all to do your own research and look into shit. Don't just listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
this, right, with everything I say, even though I feel like I'm talking sense right now about the elite celebrities trying to tell regular people how to live their life, because at the end of the day, if they it doesn't matter who gets in charge for them. They're still going to be comfy in their mansions. It's the regular geezer or lady who has to get out of a flat in a dangerous area and risk getting stabbed going to work every day who's in trouble.
Hmm.
They're the ones who should be telling us how to live our lives, not these celebs. I get that they've earned and they've worked hard and fair play, but at the end of the day, they don't know a lot of them don't know what they're talking about because a lot of them ain't been in the real world, man.
A
You
lot of
know.
things that make me laugh though as well is when these like celebrities that are like millionaires and doing like good for themselves, they say to people, "Oh, it's not hard to do this. It's not hard to start. It's not hard to get where I am." But then you find out, oh, they were given $1 million by their mum and
Yeah.
dad to start a business, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, if I was given $1 million, best believe I'd be loaded. But you know,
Yeah.
I've got to get it from nothing. You got to graft.
Mhm.
I think a lot of them are deluded. Honestly, that's why I think it should be people like me, like not to be big headed, but it should be people like me who actually, like, I should be able to build my brand now, get big, and then it's like what somebody who literally has came from nothing, self-made. It's more understandable. Do you know what I mean? To speak to me,
Yeah.
take advice from me than somebody who's born into fucking wealth.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest though, there are a couple like of high elite people who I respect, like Mr. Beast, man. He's a fucking
Oh
legend.
yeah,
There are some of these idiots who try and say, "Mate, he's fake. He's fucking fake." He's like, "The videos are fake." And I'm like, "Come on, bro. They're not." You know, I personally believe that he's a legend. I
I
think
like
that he's
Mr. Beast.
genuine, great bloke.
Mhm.
And you know what? Moist Critical verified, aka Penguin Zero, Charlie White. He verified that Mr. Beast is a fucking legend, and even nicer off camera than he is on camera. That's good
Yeah,
enough for me. Better than Tom, Dick, and Harry off the street who have no idea who haven't even met Mr. Beast. You know, no, I've never met him, but tell me another YouTuber who's giving all their earnings to the fans. You know what I'm saying? There's none. They don't exist apart
he's
from him.
clever though. You know, like his marketing technique and everything is just insane. He's a
Yeah,
genius. He really
definitely,
is.
man. True. Yeah, truly, 100%. But yeah, I mean, back to some of these other YouTubers. Some of the YouTubers my sister watches, man. Honestly, there's these ones called the. She don't watch them much anymore, but the Norris Nuts. They're basically these these parents like just film their kids all the time, and the kids are making videos, and I just think, do you realise how damaging this is going to be for their mental health when they're older? They're already well off.
Yeah.
The dad's a bloody Olympic swimmer. He owns a swimming pool. He's got millions. Like, why are they doing this? The thing is, I think that the parents should sort of say. They should have you shouldn't get your kids involved in that, because look at all these people who are kid stars who grow up, right? If you hear a lot of them talk as adults, it feels like there's something missing. Like, you
Mhm.
know, I watched some interviews with what's her name? Oh no, Joe Rogan was talking about the woman who played iCarly, Megan, what's her name?
I never watched iCarly.
I didn't either, but my cousins had it on all the time, my nan and granddad's. So
I think I know who it is,
I'm gonna
but
look up
I
her
don't know her
name.
name.
Hold on. What's her name? Miranda Cosgrove. They're saying about how she was just like, you know, just seems a bit odd and seems like she hasn't not got it all together. And like the other one, what the blonde lady from that show. Basically, like my point is, a lot of people who grew up in the limelight, they don't have to go through the struggles of like being a regular person and, you know, having to fit in at school and then growing up and going to college. They're minted, they're millionaires at like age 15, and then they just go berserk. You know,
Yeah.
that's it. George just said it. Miranda Cosgrove, how's it going, George? Hold on. CMS says loads. Sorry. Charlie's word above exactly. CMS exactly,
I
pal.
don't even know who Charlie is.
That's Penguin Zero that Moist Critical I was banging on about.
Hmm.
The one who said Mr. Beast is an absolute legend. But I'm
Did you
trying to
hear
think.
about what's his name? Is it Technoblade? Is that his name?
Yeah, George was actually putting stuff in our squad group chat about it.
I don't watch him. I didn't even know who it was. Somebody told me yesterday on stream. But sad though.
Yeah, I mean, didn't you? Didn't he? I'm gonna look it up because I don't really know much about the. I know smidges about the Minecraft section of YouTube, like Tommy in it and a few others, but I don't know.
I think he had
Only
cancer.
23. Oh no, I thought he was like in his 30s. I thought he. Oh god, this is horrible. This is absolutely horrible, man. That is just. Damn, that is really sad. Jeez. I guess at least he, you know, successful, had a laugh. It's like Ed's World, man. That was really tragic in 2012 when he died. That
Is
was
that the one?
really.
Oh wait, who's that?
Tom Scar's mate, the guy who made basically he's mates with the guy who made the ASDF movies.
Yeah. Who was that streamer that took his own life? Some
Oh,
black guy.
his name was E-Tube. No.
Oh no. That sounds familiar, actually. I
Um,
swear it begins with an E. I'm sure it does.
I'm so good. I can't remember his name because it was Etika. That's it.
Mm.
Etika, very sad. I mean, this is more depressing because it's a horrible illness, but that is also depressing that he had his whole life ahead of him, and then he just, topped himself, and it's just like, damn. Like this dude, there's so many people who objectively have absolutely everything in their life, and you think to yourselves, like, damn,
Why
you've
would you
got it
want to do
good.
it? Hmm.
Fair play, you've got it good, man. Like personally, years ago I used to sort of think, oh, why do these celebrities and all these people get everything, and I sort of have this issue or this issue. But nowadays I think to myself, like, fair play, whatever, cool stuff. But then you think to yourself, like, damn, these people have everything
And they're
and they're
still
still
doing that.
depressed or topping themselves. So what if
Hmm.
you get there yourself? Not you, but I mean anyone. What if they come across like mad success and that it just doesn't satisfy them? But that's why you got to make your goals unachievable, because you message me in a DM saying your goal once you get to like millionaire status is 2 million, then 4 million, and you're just going to keep pushing the boundary until just keep pushing the boundary until you can't get there.
Exactly. I feel like I've
Infinite.
always got to be working, because if you stop, it's like, so do you know, have you ever heard of Lil Yachty?
Nah.
Anyway, it's this rapper, right? And I was watching, he was doing an interview, and he said that he spends $53,000 a month on bills. And he was like, so, like, he was like, yeah, I've got millions of dollars. He was like, but if I stop making music and stop doing these interviews and these shows, eventually it adds up and I'm going to have nothing left. He was like, so I
Yeah.
always have to work, which is exactly what I want to do. If I get to millionaire status, it's going to, realistically, if I've got £1 million in the bank, I'm probably going to be spending up to £10,000 on bills.
Mm.
I can't live off £1 million, so I'm going to go to 2 million, then 4 million, then 6. Do you know what I'm saying? Then 8.
Yeah.
But always got
True.
to keep working, man. Always got to keep grinding, because I feel like as well, if you slack and you just start to slow down, you're just going to lose it all. Because
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
not even going to lie. Yeah, there's been times where I've been thinking to myself, "Oh, I can't be bothered. Like, I'm doing fine now. I'm getting the views. I can't be asked to go live." But if I have that mentality, it will eventually die out, and then it's going to get 6 months down the line. All my viewers are gone, and I'm thinking, I wish I'd have just carried on.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, comfort is good if you just, enjoy it. But if you like go berserk with it and get next level comfortable, it's like, look at McGregor when he wasn't comfortable and he kept working through the shit. He was flooring people and doing well. But once he had that Mayweather fight and got next level comfortable, he hasn't been the same
I was
since,
going
has
to
he? He's
say,
still been good, but he hasn't
yeah,
been the same.
I want to be on like McGregor's level. I want to get my own like whiskey brand and all that sort of shit.
I thought you
I
were
just
going to
want
say you
to.
want to be an MMA fighter then. I
Oh,
thought,
nah,
like,
fuck that. I
where,
just want to
where,
invest in so much.
where are the gyms in South Devon? But the MMA gyms.
Fuck knows. Probably none.
There actually was one that I walked past years and years ago, but there's barely any. To be fair, martial arts and sports isn't really that big in most nice areas. In nice areas of America, it's big, but that's because there's 327 million people. While
Do
in
you still
Devon,
go to the gym?
yeah, man.
Yeah, of course.
Guess the weight. Guess the weight.
Fuck, I'm not good with that. I don't know. You
Guess,
tell
man.
me.
Guess.
What, the weight of you as a whole
Yeah, kg.
in kg? Well, I'm gonna say close to 80, or maybe just over 80.
You know what's mad? 70. Can you
Oh,
believe that? The lightest I've been in years, and it's mostly because of work stress and then pushing myself at the gym afterwards.
mhm.
Mental, man. I'm like so light, but basically, like some of my scrawny friends, like way similar to me, and like Ben, who's on the podcast, and I look like 50 times bigger than him. It's
I was gonna
mad.
say, I think I'm like 70.
Yeah, but like it's crazy how like I can stand next to these people who are the same weight, and I'm humongous, and they're like tiny. It's mental.
Yeah,
But because everyone tells me like, oh, muscle weighs more than fat, but like it's not, man. But I think it's mostly because of the stress, man. I don't want to like suck up to myself and say I'm the hardest worker ever, but like sometimes shit is proper stress, man. When you just got a million calls and you can never have a break, it takes the weight off you. And then you've got to commute, and then then you go to the gym, and then you graft at the gym, then you get home. And you eat a load of tea, have a shower, and then you try and do what you can do. I mean, I watch a couple films a week for the Kino Armour podcast. I'm watching films for my own podcast. I'm working on videos sometimes. I'm doing a lot of shit, man. It's not like I'm just sitting down and doing nothing, which is good to keep yourself preoccupied, but it does have its effects on you.
yeah.
But I feel healthy, and the most important thing, even though I'm like 70 kg, 71, 72, I'm bouncing between those weights at the moment. I think it's good to keep yourself busy, man. It really is, because like it's better than just sitting at home doing nothing and wallowing,
Mm-hmm. Do you
So,
feel like since you started your job, you've become more confident? Because you have to speak to a lot of people.
uh, I mean, when I worked at the advice lot, basically when I worked in the warehouse, as much as it wasn't good, my confidence was quite high at that point. I was like, I'm like the Wolf of Wall Street. Then I quit work and I was still confident for ages, but then suddenly I just lost all the confidence and went back to square one. Worked on the advice line, gained a bit of confidence, then went out. Once that 6-month contract finished, I was volunteering there once a week trying to get other jobs. And then I sort of lost quite a bit of confidence. Then I started work, and because the training was so hard for the first 4 weeks, we were put on like the hardest function of the department, and that was the first thing we were trained on, which is ridiculous. And then I lost a lot of confidence, and I just felt really worn out and tired. And after like 2 weeks of training, I felt like some of my dreams and aspirations, like I want to try and move country. In my head, I thought I can't do anything. It was one of the most powerless, weirdest experiences of my life. I
Mm-hmm.
felt like I can't. If someone said we're going to give you 2 million quid to learn a guitar, I'd say I can't do it. I'm not good enough. But then after then I gradually got confidence back, and at the moment I'd say I feel just standard regular person confidence, sort of, I guess. Yeah.
You know, it's so crazy. Since I've not actually been working with people and I'm just doing the live streams, I feel like my confidence is gone. Like I feel like I have none. Obviously, I don't go out like this, like
It's
scared to
like a
talk or
million.
anything. But you know, like I have quite confidence. Like I
I
will
was
speak
just
to people.
no. I was just thinking of something really funny. Like one of my mates, the mate who I told you about at the start, his mate was basically trolling him saying, "Oh, you go to the hairdressers and you can't even ask for a fucking haircut."
Yeah, that's jokes.
He was like, "What are you talking about?" And he sent a voice message going, I just go in and say I want a shorter, big on the top and short back and sides. And I was like, if you
See,
have to
I'm not
say
like
that, then you
that.
clearly don't.
I feel like there's people that really, really do not have any confidence, and I feel bad for them. But like, if I have to speak to somebody, I will have a conversation, but I'll never start a conversation. I can't be bothered. I
I
just feel
thought your
like I haven't got it.
confidence would be. If I honestly, man, I'm surprised that the confidence has gone a bit low because I thought you'd be in a weird limbo place where in certain aspects, you've got all the confidence in the world because you've got like 20 million people looking at you. And if you burp on stream or fart, they're going to be like, haha. But in another sense, I thought because you're just working from home and not getting out and not, I'm sure you're doing stuff like, you go to the Weatherspoons and get pissed and all that, all that jazz, all the banter. So there's still I thought in some aspects you'd have a lot of confidence. But say if you went back to work or like something else, you might not have much confidence. That's what I would have thought.
It's weird, you know. It's like when I'm not even necessarily on my own. If I'm on my own, I don't really have much confidence. Or if I'm with Mia, I don't really have much confidence. I let her do all the talking. But then,
Okay, fair enough.
you know, like if I'm with my cousin Josh or anything, I feel like my confidence is just through the fucking roof. Like
Really?
before, we when I first moved down, we went to the shop to get alcohol because we was having like a housewarming party.
Mm-hmm.
And as we was walking back from the shop, there was this man and woman, and they said something about a party, and then I took the piss and really I was like, "Yeah, man, we're having a party. So do you want to come and join us?" All this shit, and I think to myself, I would never, ever ask a random person if they wanted to come and join us at a party, but I just did. The thing is though, I think it threw them off because as soon as I said it, they didn't answer me and they just walked off. So I was like,
That's
and
beyond confidence. That's mental.
that's why my
Funny
confidence
though.
fucking dropped because they didn't answer me and they just walked off.
It wasn't the YouTube. It wasn't all the people watching. It was just that one little exchange which destroyed you mentally.
Literally.
Tragic.
But as well, saying that, I've always thought doing YouTube and doing all these streams would boost my confidence to be more of like a people person. But honestly, yeah, I think it's the fact that when I'm on stream, I don't necessarily, I know everybody's real, but they're not in front of me. Do you know what I mean? They're just on a screen. So I
Yeah.
don't necessarily feel like they're real.
But it's still beings though. It's still beings like observing. That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, it don't really bother me. I love it. I do.
Fair dues. George has put etiquette. I could have massacred every. I don't know what you're talking about there. George, what the hell are you going on about? This is taking a turn for the dark side. He wanted a
He wants
fuse
it.
trim. Well, no, that geezer I was on about, he barely has any hair. He hated my beard when I grew big. He's like, well, I'm not going to say what he said because you get in trouble, but he basically said some very offensive things about my beard.
Oh, like to do with.
No,
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah, he said some very stupid things about my beard, and I'm like, bro, just it looks brilliant, man. But now I keep it short anyway because when I started swimming in late 2020 because of the back pain, beards get in the way of the pool, you know. And it can't be much fun if you had a massive beard and you were swimming and the beard's dragging you back and all your beard hair's going in the swimming pool. It's got to be pretty annoying for other people. But either way, though, my beard's was next level hygienic, man. My beard, when it was big, was more hygienic than the majority of society. Well, not the majority, but most people. Apparently most blokes only change their boxers. 3 in 10 blokes only change their boxers every day. And I asked one of my family members, and they were like, well, I wait every 4 days.
What?
And then one of them was like, well, I only change it once a week. Basically.
Have we got Ryan Meakin in your family or something, or what?
Oh, no, you're not meant to say full name.
Oh, well. Oh, well. Oh, well.
You're just jealous. I always think of shit.
But you know what? That's disgusting. I don't mean to be offensive or anything, but I change my underwear every single day.
Good. Deck, if I was in front of you now, I would shake your hand and say, nice one, bro.
I'm hoping that you do as well.
Yeah, obviously, man. I was worried you were going to say, like, George, you dirty bastard.
Well,
this is
once every week.
disgusting.
Hey, what's going on, Romero? Nice to see you, bro.
George, what are you doing? This is dirty, man. Horrible. What? Read my rant in private. What are you going on about? Back pain. No, I respect that George can admit this because a lot of podcasts, I am carrying it. I am carrying it like John Cena picking up the Big Show and Edge at WrestleMania 25. But how you doing, Romero? Thank you so much for joining. Or Romelo, sorry. Thank you for joining, man. Cheers. Oh! I nearly started retching. You know what? When I continuously retch, basically for this video where I filmed George drinking this 75% spicy rum, I actually started retching because he spit into the cup. And I was like, at the pub, I was like heaving like that, like Callums Corner. And I was like, this is going to be so funny if people hear this. But basically, you just hear a smidge of a heave, and then that's it. Because I basically accidentally sort of knocked my phone over, and it stopped recording, which is good.
You know what's mad? I don't heave at anything, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Superpower? Jeez.
You know what though? I've watched so many like I've watched so many videos of like people becoming deceased. Like, do you know, like the ones you find online?
What? What do you mean?
I don't want to say too much. I'm not sure if you want me to talk about it or not.
Can you put it in private chat? What you mean? Where you put it in private chat? I just want to say, basically, right. I asked my dad and my granddad about the boxers thing, and my granddad with my surname. Well, I've got his surname basically. That granddad, and he was on my dad's side of the family, and he was like, "Yeah, I do, yeah." And then my dad was like, "Yeah, of course I do." But then other people in the family were like, "No." And I'm like, "What?" So apparently only 3 in 10 blokes change their boxes, and it's just ridiculous, man.
That is crazy. That is a crazy number.
At least you do.
Are you ready?
Oh, so what? I've just read the chat. I'll sort of guess that's what you meant, but what do you want to? They heave. Yeah, that heave was so funny. It's so sad it didn't get captured on camera. So what do you want to say about those videos?
What I was going to say is, those sort of videos, I can watch them and have no like I don't feel anything. But then the other day, right, Mia cut herself with a knife when she was like, I don't know what she was doing. She had some bottle and she was fucking twisting a knife and it went into her hand. Oh. She ran in. I was asleep. She ran in. She was like, I've cut myself. I looked at it. I swear to God, it was the tiniest cut. Yeah, it was open, and it made me feel sick, bro. Like dead ass. I was like, I thought I was going to throw up. And I'm thinking, I've just saw the tiniest cut, but then videos pop up on my Facebook of bodies like decapitated and stuff, and I don't feel nothing.
I mean, the thing is, right, I guess it's because that's just on a screen, and you're witnessing it, and maybe because it was such a shock, she just ran in and was like, and you're like, oh, shit, you know? Mm-hmm. Well, on the videos, as you've probably seen a lot of this stuff, you know what to expect, you're sort of desensitized to it. I mean, I remember Callums Corners reacting to, like, Pain Olympics and 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and it made me feel ill, hearing him react to some of this shit.
Have you ever watched Andrew Tate? Do you know who Andrew Tate is?
Isn't he the kickboxer who's a horrible man?
You don't like him?
He's a crazy kickboxer, isn't he? Who lost 16 fights. One of my mates, I only found out about him yesterday, and apparently he's just a horrible guy.
Really?
Yeah, apparently he beats up women.
He is a kickboxer. I don't know if he beats up women though, but I know he's very controversial with things that he says. He's all like, he's very masculine and stuff. Some of the things he says, I'm not gonna lie, are actually quite like I agree a little bit. Some of the things he says are a bit weird,
Over the
but
line.
he said this thing before, and he was like, it was literally this is how it went. He's got a funny accent, but I'm not going to do the accent. He was like, when I was younger, I used to watch all these videos, so I desensitized myself. He was like, so when I'm sitting in France and somebody next to me gets their head blown off, I'm not going to sit there like a little bitch and start wallowing. It's like I'm going to get up, punch him in his face, grab his AK, start shooting everywhere. I was like, bro, no, you're not, man. I was like, chill out.
What a genius! What a brilliant man.
He is funny though with some things that he says. Look,
I
yeah,
mean,
let me tell you this one. This hasn't got anything to do with like desensitized or anything, but
Mhm.
he was like, if I have a girlfriend and she goes to the club, and even though I trust her with all my heart, he was like, I don't want her going to the club if I know men are going to try and speak to her, even if she says no, nothing's ever going to happen. He was like, because if I had a Lamborghini and the locks were perfect on it, there was no way of you getting in. He was like, I'm not going to still let people try and get in, which
pretty
I kind of agree
philosophical.
with that. It's kind of like, it kind of made sense, but yeah, some of the things are just weird.
But if he trusts her enough, unless it's like a horrible bloke who's like trying to launch himself at her, if he trusts her enough, it should be all good in the neighbourhood, you know.
Yeah.
Lamborghini's a metal object. It's not a being that can make choices. Well, not a metal. It's got all sorts of materials in it, but you know what I mean. But I was gonna say with those videos, those horrible videos, I don't mind a lot of them too much, but I see some of them really fuck with me because I think like I don't watch them much anymore, but I watched them a bit when I was younger. Just saw them randomly.
Mhm.
One of my mates sent me some really random stuff, like really bizarre, and you sort of think like, all right, this is just shit, and this is just what happens, and but it's about these things happen. But then you think to yourself like, this is a real being this has happened to, and like people are filming it, and it's like, what is going on? You know what's even more scary though? All this shit. This fat computer geek was telling me about it at college in 2019. How all this stuff is still accessible. This is a tip of the iceberg, and there's
Oh
far
yeah,
more
yeah,
which
yeah.
isn't unaccessible. I think I mentioned it on like the second podcast we did, but it's just like scary how much is not accessible, man. How
It's
big is
mad
the
because like
internet?
everything has its own iceberg. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the Jack and Daxter iceberg.
I like watching
Brilliant.
the GTA ones. I do.
I might try and watch them. To be honest, I'm not too fussed about most spoilers, but I guess I just want to get through GTA 4 when I can.
I need to
Uh,
do another episode, man.
yeah, I love that series. To be fair, as much as I like your music reviews, the GTA 4 is number one. I can't wait till you get to the Florian missions.
Yeah,
They're
I
going
know.
to be. I really want to be there for that one because I forgot about Florian. To be honest, when I played GTA 4 years ago, and Nico Bellic's like, there's so much hype up to it. He's like, I'm going to fucking kill this man. He did this, blah, 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 blah. I was like, you need to think rationally. Blah, blah, blah. He's like, Florian. And then he's like, woo! You know,
Yeah,
running
yeah.
off. And I couldn't stop laughing. That was the most I'd ever laughed at a video game ever. Far more than any of Trevor's juvenile, degenerate antics. You know, as much as some of Trevor's antics are funny, like him doing a poo or spunking in the teddy bear's eye, you know, some of his antics are expected, while GTA 4's funniness is sort of way more subversive, which I find really funny. That's why I laugh at Callums Corners so much. Maria Alves, hello.
What's going on?
Talking about Deep Web Podcast. Well, I guess that's what we were referring to, yeah, how much stuff is just below the iceberg, isn't it? You know.
I do think GTA 4 is my favorite GTA of all time.
Bro, don't blame you, man. The story's amazing, characters are amazing, driving's a bit naff, gameplay's
Mhm.
amazing for 2008, and what you can do in the city and all the conversations you can have and all the things. It just feels like it's one of the earliest games to have a really big living, breathing world where you can do so much, and the customization was good as well.
It's the
Cheap
little
stuff, man.
things to me that I like the most. Like the fact that like even though you can't really use the what's the word? The fun fair. You can't use it, but it's nice being there. Then you got like the bowling alley. You can play pool. There's restaurants that you can go into and buy food. You can't do any of that on GTA 5.
Hmm. Yeah.
I did like that. Red Dead though, I watched some videos and it shows you all the hidden, not like hidden features, but like what's the word? Like small details that you miss and stuff.
Yeah.
And Red Dead is one of the most realistic games I've
Yeah.
ever
Did,
played in my life.
did you see the one where the comets were going across the sky and no one had ever seen that?
Nah.
There was basically this one where they were like, player caught event in Red Dead, which no players ever caught on camera or seen. They were just looking up at the sky and loads of like comets went past. And no one
Mad.
had ever seen that before. And it's like they put so much effort into this, you know.
I seen
It's
this
just
one
like
thing, and it was
so much.
like if you go to like say if you find a house in the woods and there's two people there, if you kill one of those people throughout the
What?
no throughout the rest of the game, there'll only ever be one person there. That second person will never be there throughout
I
the
thought
rest
you
of the
meant
game.
in real life. Then I thought you
No,
were going to go
no,
off a philosophical rant. I thought,
no.
what the hell is this? Nah, that is cool though. That there's only one person there that they put that much effort into Red Dead 2. Just
Hmm.
a shame the online's kind of naff, you know,
And like the
from what
birds
I
as
play.
well. Like I seen one, and this bird swooped down and grabbed a fucking snake and flew off with it.
That's brilliant.
It was just
Mad
mad, just the
detail.
little things.
I love how these characters had smidges in like the first Red Dead. Like Dutch, you don't really know that well. He does do stuff in the first Red Dead, but he's not really there that much. You know, Bill Williamson, he's the first person you take out, and he's seems like a bit of a knob and an idiot and a moron. Javier just legs it, and he barely has any lines in the first one. But in the second one, these people have just so much character development. So if you
Mhm.
play the second one first and then the first one second, you probably care a lot more about going after Bill Williamson or Dutch because you're like, damn, these people have a lot of history.
Have you seen the new PlayStation Plus?
Nah,
It's like
PC all the time.
they've brought this thing out called PlayStation Plus Premium, and it's like I think it's £100 a year. It's expensive, but
Yeah.
you get access to like PlayStation games all the way back to PS1. So it's okay, but then I had to look for the catalog and it's shit. Where'd he go?
Nah, that sounds. So, how many games are actually accessible though?
What was all that about?
Oh, I was just I was just pretending to go and buy it because like that is sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's not a lot, but there is some
Oh,
like old school PS1 games on there, and I was
like
contemplating
Half
getting.
Life and Silent Hill and Final Fantasy and
I think
Crash
Silent Hill's
Bandicoot.
on there. Yeah,
What about
I
Crash
think so.
Bandicoot and Spyro and Tekken?
They probably are. They're like one of the main ones. I'm guessing they're going to be on there.
Yeah,
But there's like a fucking Buzz Lightyear game from 2001. I'm guessing.
that's a bit of a waste in my opinion. I mean, to be honest though, the only things I play now: Xbox One, PC, PlayStation 2. That's it. I was going to get a PS5 because I thought for years it would be all right. You can stick any PS1 game in there, any
Mhm.
PS2 game, any PS3, and you can stick any PS4 in, can't you? And
Yeah,
obviously every PS5. But then it ended up just being PS4, PS5, and a bit of PS3. And I just thought, I'd just rather them have everything on there, you know. And
that's what
Xbox was
I'm
trying to
saying.
hype the same thing up,
It's
and
like
like,
PlayStation 3, the first ever like batch of PlayStation 3s. I had one on the day it came out. Well, I didn't pre-order it, my dad did, but
is
well,
it
my
still
mum and dad
working
pre-ordered
now?
it. Oh no, I've had like 3 different PlayStation 3s since then.
Oh,
But those first ones were backwards compatible, so you could literally play PS1 and PS2 games on it. So when I first
sick.
got it, and I only had like one PS3 game, which was Motorsport, but I had fucking tons of PS2 games. I just used to play PS2 games on it.
That's brilliant, man.
But then, like, you would think they would do the same with PS5,
Yeah, if
like you
they
just
could have
said.
done it
But
back in like what 2006, you think they would have done it? So
no,
was it 206 PS3 came out? I think.
yeah, yeah,
Thing is, if they could do it back then, why aren't they doing it now with all the better technology? It makes zero sense, doesn't it?
no,
Daft.
no,
But I mean, I think they think like, oh, you know, if we put all this shit on there, the fans are going to lose interest and just buy these games. But in the long run, they make far more money. But to be honest, I think more people will just flock to PC because look at all these Steam deals, man. I know I suck up to Steam,
yeah,
but
I know,
the
man.
deals are generous as fuck, man. Like £8 for the no £5 for the GTA 4 and the 2 DLCs. You know, £12 for Spyro Reignited Trilogy instead of £35. Just all amazing deals. I mean,
Like,
I've got
I bought. Sorry, carry on, carry on.
oh no, I was gonna say I got Skyrim for I think like £8 instead of £20. Just amazing deals, man. Such money savers.
I brought City Skylines from this website called Humble Bundles,
Hmm.
and it was City Skylines and 32 DLCs, and it was meant to come to like 200 and something pound. I got it for £16.
Amazing.
That's how
Sign
mad the website is. I think the offer's gone now, but I brought it. I played it once, and it was too difficult, so I just haven't played it.
No, fair enough. Got the Pokemon Go car today. Fair enough. Did you know they put modern day games on? What are you going on about? I know. In 2009 with the flat PS2, you could actually stick a Netflix disc in there and actually get Netflix on the PS2, which is just next level.
Oh, one second. Somebody DM'd me saying there's no comment button coming up. But Matt, I enjoyed the discussion, of course. Had my twist on it. I'm an opinionated lady with a different perspective on things, and I come unfiltered and unapologetic. I come with a twisted dark humor. I usually have to put myself in the corner, and I'm a storyteller. That's a shame, you know. So apparently
Yeah,
the live chat button isn't appearing.
I don't know why. Like, for everyone else, as you can see, it's working.
It
So,
happens to me though. Sometimes, you know, I get DMs saying that
oh,
they can't comment. I don't know why.
gutting, man. I'm sorry about that. Whoever you are, it's a damn shame. But yeah, just send. I guess she can send you comments to you and say what she wants to say about what have you. So, next thing I wanted to bring up though, right? You
Let's get
know,
into some interesting topics.
do you get a high off views or no?
Do I get higher views?
Yeah,
Yeah, I actually do. You know, I don't go live every day anymore because of the stress for one, but for two, I don't want to see my live streams have less views on them. I feel like if I do like 3 a week, they get more of a build up and more of a hype. Whereas if I was to do it every day, the views would probably be less a little bit because it would be spread over the week instead of one podcast. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get it, man.
So that's
What
why I don't do as many anymore.
the thing is, because you have a lot of good answers, I just want to, like most people, most guests, I wouldn't continue the question. I just think, fair enough, this is what they say, but I just want to press it right. What
Mm.
exactly is it about views that in your brain you think this is cool, this is sick? Because it is just a number, you know, like what is it that gets the high?
You know what it is? To be fair, when I first saw the views, I thought it was just people joining and leaving, keep coming back, and all that sort of stuff. But the other day, I had a look at my analytics, and it said that one of my latest live streams had 1,200 unique viewers.
Fuck.
That's a lot of unique people just to join the live stream for a music review. I know it's not a lot compared to other YouTubers, but for me, my first YouTube channel was in 2011. So, like, I've tried to do this for a good
A
10,
billion
11
years,
years.
yeah.
And it's finally starting to take off. So that's why I get a high from it.
Mm-hmm.
Look, have I ever told you my stats, my projected stats?
Yeah, go on, let's have a listen. Let's
Shall I
see.
read them out? I'll quickly get them up.
Go on then.
So if you go on Social Blade and you look at my future projections, it says
1 million subs by next year.
it says in 12 months. Now I think this is a bit slow, you know, because I'm gaining fucking subs rapid. I gained 100 subs yesterday. It says in 12 months' time I should have 36,000. In 2 years' time, I should have 117,000. In 3 years, I should have 245k. 4 years, I should have 421k. And then in 5 years, I should have 645,000 subscribers.
Yeah. I guess when you look at it like that, with all that success, I suppose the views are really nice, but I don't know, man. I guess with views does come success, and I suppose it shows people care. But I see some of these people, man, and I'm not saying you're one of them, but like they drown in the views. It's weird. They do anything for views. I know you're not one of these people, but like this group channel I was a part of at one point, they were so
No,
obsessed with
one second.
views. George has put for poor countries who only have PS2, PlayStation put nougat. You've
One
gone. That
second.
never
One second.
happened. This never
I can hear a
happened.
fire alarm. 1 second.
George, this never happened. How did they get Red Dead 2 and Cyberpunk on the PS2? How was that physically possible? That makes no sense. How did this happen? You've got to link me this article, George, because this doesn't make any sense. This isn't possible. That's like bloody getting a bloody PS5 game on the PS1.
There's no way that can be true. There's no way. Do you think a PS2 would run Red Dead 2?
I mean, the whole thing would explode. So basically, what they probably did, they tried to put they took a picture themselves, just to look good, to put a new disc in an old console. Then it blew up off camera, and then they ran off. That's what actually happened. But, well, so actually, no, Cyberpunk's broke anyway, so it'd probably actually blow up a lot of air. It'd probably like decimate everything within 10 miles. To be honest, George, that'd be like a nuclear bomb trying to run Cyberpunk on a PS2. Jesus. But what the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, there's people I know who've like drowned in the views, man. Like they get one video that does amazing, then like we need to do this reviews, and it's like when it's one big video, man, people aren't bothered. It's like when it's consistently big, when people are bothered. But even then, you've just got to do it because, like, I feel like it's best to do it because you like want to make art and want to get shit out there rather than getting like. I'd rather like 10 people say something. I know I haven't had 10 people say something good about my content, but on my Brick Film channel, I had quite a lot of people. But like, I feel better when 5 people think a podcast is amazing than like all the load of people who commented on my Headbound in X amount of seconds video. Like, I felt a bit of a high when it got 15,000 views, but a part of me just, it weared off really quick because I thought, who really cares? It's nice that they've said all this stuff. It's nice it's got loads of likes, but it's just a number. For me, it's about art. But I guess when you're getting mad success, if I was getting thousands of views on every video at Brick Film, maybe I'd feel different. I don't know.
I think if my streams and that was still doing really like, well, not shit. Well, yeah, I don't think if my streams are doing this well, I don't know if I'd still be doing it.
Yeah. Would you say it's more like the success, like that feels better than the views, or?
Yeah, I feel like every stream I do, I feel like I'm improving, and I feel like the numbers are just rising. That's what drives me more to do it as well.
That's fair. That's respectable. There's nothing wrong if you did like the views more than the success and whatever, but
I feel like anybody like in my shoes now, I'm trying to grow my brand, and that's the whole reason I'm doing it, to get it big. So I feel like anybody who's also trying to do that, if they say they're not into the views, you've got to be into the views a little bit. You've got to want the views because that's what comes with the success.
Yeah, that's actually a good point there. Actually, yeah, that's fair. Didn't think of it like that. But I guess the most important thing is that you're not like shrilling for the views, which is good because some people just like
some people do daft shit, man, for views.
I mean, there was this one TikTok where these geezers sat in front of a train and like got locked up for years, and it's just like, why are you?
It's like that kid that licked a public toilet for views and then he got COVID.
Thing is, while you're really bothered about views, it's not like old woman or fat person gets pushed over and rolled down a hill in South Devon. It's like it's artistic. You're reacting to people's shit. It's basically art, really. Not like Shea Thrillers type art, but it's for reaction content. I feel it's art because it's like articulation about people's music, which I don't know if it's because I'm a music novice, but to me, it's hard to talk about individual songs when you haven't listened to them. It's hard to talk about a lot of big artists, really, because it's just music. It's just sound. How you meant to articulate that. So that's why I
still find it difficult now, though, to be fair, to talk about people's music.
I didn't think you would. I thought it was just like,
not as much as I used to, but like as I've been doing it more, I've grown more, so I know different terms and I know different things and I can pick it out. But yeah, at first it was difficult, man.
I thought it would have come easy because you made all the music before. That's how I thought you got the grasp of it. You're like, I've experienced this, I've done this, so I get.
But I do think that's why people probably respect my opinions more than other people that do it, because I've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Because if like bloody Keith in the bloody pub down the road, if he says this song's a bag of fucking shit, why? Oh, it's just shit. You're gonna think, well, he's just some 5'3" geezer with a beer belly. Who cares what he thinks?
And I never actually disrespect anybody and tell them that their song's shit. Like a couple of days ago, we had a song on stream. I'm not going to say anybody's name, but it was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. But it was purely just because it wasn't mixed or anything properly. There was no the vocals were out of key. It sounded like a dying cat. But I didn't say, "Oh, this is shit. Give up." I tried to help and tried to give criticisms. You know what I mean?
That's good. That's good. I was going to say at least be objective and sort of try and give them shit to it. Because if you just say, mate, you shit, that's going to destroy their confidence and probably make them feel really down. But if you say, mate, try this, and this instead, hopefully some of it goes in and they improve in some way, shape, or form. A small step is better than no steps forward.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
the good parts. So I am saying some positive stuff. I don't want it to be just negative.
Are you sure it wasn't that brat geezer who after he donated 309 quid, he was a cat?
309, and then I just started dissing him.
Yeah.
Nah. To be fair, he was sending he's a real one because he was sending in the money for his friends' songs. So he's a good friend. He was sending in £310 for his fucking friend to get his music played.
You know what, Brack? If Brack ever is watching Deck, I'd love to actually do a podcast with this man. I've never heard of someone being that generous. Whoever's mates with him, you've got the best friend in the world. Like, that is a legendary move there.
You know what? I've got a lot of like high donation stories to tell you that I could get into. I've got absolutely loads. I had one where a couple of weeks ago, well, I say a couple of weeks ago, it was a couple of months ago actually, everyone was down here and we all did a live stream together. We had alcohol on stream and we had shots. And as a joke, I said, oh, you know what? I'll down the whole bottle of vodka if somebody sends $100. Didn't expect anybody to do it. And then somebody did. So I had to finish the whole bottle of vodka.
Jesus. Were you all right by the end of it?
Oh, yeah, I was fine. But because there was only like half a bottle left anyway.
Oh, okay.
And then there was
you weren't
another
risking
guy.
ODing.
Oh, no, fuck that. There was another guy who he was, so basically he put his song in, he sent like $10, I think, sent his song in, and then he was on the video, he had all money like this, and as a joke I was like, damn, I was like, send me some. Straight away sent me like 50 quid, and he was like, here's a donation. I was like, I was joking, man, but thank you. And then I was really appreciative, so I said to him, I'm really grateful, like, he didn't have to do that, blah blah. And he was like, bro, stop saying thank you. He was like, it's cool. It is mad how generous some people can be. It really is.
Keeps faith in humanity. George, I know you're joking, but I really appreciate that £1. I thought I'd have to pay someone else to hear me sing. Thank you. But yeah, what the hell was I even going to say? Oh, damn, it's totally gone out my brain.
Something to do with the views. The stream.
I mean, there was this one geezer that was saying about views ages ago. Oh no, there's one cool, interesting thing that I want to bring up in a second. But there's this one geezer who was going on about like views for. He was like, "Oh well, no one cares about the content," and he's really superficial about views and all that jazz. No one cares if they're not getting views. But like, he also like says like he tries to come across as like a really, really good guy, which is a good guy, but like he comes across as a bit superficial when it comes to views, and it's like you can't. It's hard to sound like really genuine and upfront if you just like going on about we need loads of views, we need this views or all that matter, blah blah blah. I think you should put creating art first, in my opinion. Art first, views second. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to. The thing is, you've got to enjoy what you do the most for it to be successful.
Exactly, man. But anyway, that interesting thing I wanted to bring up, I'd sing the comes up. Anyway, this one geezer I used to be mates with, this is like a Liam Gallagher, Noel Gallagher fallout, this history.
What, you fell out with this person?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's quite, and it's a lot similar to Liam Gallagher and Noel Gallagher, because, like, I used to be more of a wild card, and he used to be more, like, sort of sensible. And then since I've had nothing to do with this geezer, I've become more sensible, and he's become more of a wild card. Because Noel was more sensible than Liam before, but then Noel has become a mug. He thinks he's as bigger than he was when he was in Oasis, which is nonsense. And he thinks he's worth 100 million to come back and perform with her. He said, "If you want us to get back together, you'll need to pay me 100 million." It's like, mate, fuck off. What are you? You're not that. No, but you're not Elvis Presley anymore. Yeah, exactly. Like I thought he was a legend years ago, and I sort of admired his cockiness, but now I just think it's like, grow up, man. While Liam, he's really humble and down to earth, and I feel like that's sort of what has happened with me and this geezer. But you know what? It was over, right? How I fell out with this geezer. Basically, he was like, I just confronted him and said, "Why did you say all this bad stuff about me?" There's a few things that happened before, but I said, "Why did you say all this uncool stuff, for this unneeded stuff?" And instead of, I said, "I'm not annoyed. I just want to know why." I know there's a lot. I know why he said this stuff, but I wanted his reasons. He just lied to me like I was a mong and said, "Well, so I shouldn't say mong."
No, it don't matter, man. Fuck it.
Like he basically sent a massive paragraph about how I'm a liar. No, sorry, I've been, none of this ever happened. He never said anything bad. He just said my editing was shit and my videos are shit and all this jazz. And I started typing back. I was like, I'm so annoyed. I'm so blah, blah. Then I got rid of it all and just put him on ignore. Best decision ever. Toxic load of rubbish cut off. And I've become a better person for it.
I do that a lot, you know. There's been times where, I don't mean to bring it back to me, but there's been times on a live stream where somebody's been going at me on my DMs and I'm ready to fucking go back in, but I'm like, you know what?
Like, really offended.
Basically, you know, obviously now the live streams are getting fucking busier. A lot of people do have common sense, and I'm really grateful for it, but a lot of people are fucking stupid. But they have no common sense. It's clearly, if you're there, when I get to your song, I will play it. If you're not there, I don't have time to play it, because there's people who've been waiting hours who want their song played. So I'll get DMs saying, "You didn't even play my song." I'm like, "You wasn't there." then they'll say to me, yes, I was. So then I'm like, so when I called your
Do you
name,
ask and then do you ask their name first? Because I
yeah,
remember fast forwarding to the end of one of your videos, and there was a spinning wheel, and you're like, "Are you here? Are you here? Are you here?"
yeah.
And they
I'll call
weren't
your
there.
name. If they don't answer me, that's not my problem. That's their problem. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it happens not a lot, but sometimes. And then they'll be going at me, and I'm just like, you know what? If you're too fucking stupid to understand basic rules, you don't even need to be on the stream anyway. So
Yeah,
then I
as
just
long as
don't say
you've
anything. I just leave it.
explained it to them, I think it's fair game, really. As long as you say you have to be here, as long as you make it clear, I think it's fair game, man.
It's like, on my website as well. On the submit page, it literally says, "Do not send music in before the stream starts because it won't count." So tell me
Yeah.
why. I go onto my
Well,
email
I
and
don't,
there's
Beck.
songs
I
and
couldn't
just
give
loads.
a fuck about any of that shit because you should have played my farting elf song, bro. I
Oh,
should be sending 20 abusive messages that you missed the farting elf song. Disgusting. Get
okay.
out of here. We're ending the podcast here.
Oh,
Nah, but
no.
it's stupid. It really is stupid on there. And like, I'm not being funny. I'm not trying to like be poncy about music and whatever, but they shouldn't be so salty that a streamer hasn't reacted to their music. Because if I was making music, I wouldn't because it's too hard. But if I ever was making music, one day I just had the urge to, and I knew the rules. If I had to go off, then I'd think, you know what, my music's good enough. I don't need. Oh, if they don't react to it, it's not the be all and end all. I'll either
Mm-hmm.
send it tomorrow and be there for it,
Mm-hmm.
or my music's good enough. I don't mind if it's not reacted to. I'm not saying people who have your reaction aren't good enough, but what I am saying is like it shouldn't annoy you so much that the streamer hasn't reacted because you should be confident enough in your music that you don't need their reaction. It should just be like a little extra bonus that they've reacted and given their take.
And what some people don't understand is if you subscribe to the channel, you're going to get played for free. As long as you're there, I'll play you for free. Because if you're showing me support, I'll show you support. But there's some people that don't want to wait. That's why they pay to skip. I'm like,
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
don't want to pay and you're choosing to go for free, you're going to have to be patient because there's people that are paying. And I
Yeah,
have to
exactly. So
prioritize them
yeah, so
because they're
they've
paying.
even then it's even more fair game because they've got the option to be like, you
Yeah,
know
you've got
what,
the option to skip. If you don't want
I'll
to
just
skip,
pay
then
10 quid. I'll just
yeah,
pay 10 quid. I'm that desperate. I'm that annoyed that he hasn't listened to it. I'm going to pay 10 quid.
exactly.
But George, no offense, no this, no. You know those messages, but it's not because of your channel. It's because you have a go at the Doctor Who community on Twitter, and you start arguments on Twitter all day. That's how George knows it. I'm sure the messages are probably equally as bad and aggressive, but you bring it on yourself, George. But George does say that he's entertained by all the raging, so I guess if it makes you laugh, I personally wouldn't do it. I don't think it's good for your brain in the long run. But if you enjoy it, who am
Have
I
you
to
saw
judge?
Speed?
Yes, Keanu
He's
Reeves did all
so
his own.
funny. No,
Did he?
I'm not about the film. I'm on about the
Oh,
streamer.
no,
You
no,
never saw
I don't know who
Speed?
that is. No, sir.
He's he's funny. I'm not gonna lie. It's this kid from America. I think he's like 17, but he absolutely jokes some of the things he does. I think you'd enjoy him. I think you'd find him funny. He does like Fortnite matches and he's hilarious. There's a clip, right, where he wins and he gets on his chair like this. He's on his chair, he starts twerking, and then as he's twerking, the chair falls and he headbutts his fucking his green screen and all his PC just flies off the desk. It's so it is so funny. I wish you
Oh.
can I share the screen? I'm gonna try and find
Go
it in a
for it,
minute.
man. Yeah. Hopefully, he doesn't come after us for copyright. Is there any copyright music in it?
I don't think so.
All right, go for it then.
I think if I can't find it, I've got it on yeah, I think this is it. I think this is it.
Oh no.
Okay, how do I share the screen? Share screen. Share screen. Chrome tab. Okay. Can you see it?
Let's do this.
Tell me if it's delayed. Or like if it's like I think this is the one. Yeah, it is.
Oh! I just love how it's all broken. The camera.
Oh, it is so jokes. This guy is fucking hilarious. I
God.
wish I could show you more.
Damn.
He's next
Proper
level
man.
funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably give him a go. I mean, my favourite sort of streamers are the ones who just play any game and every game, really, and they're just up for anything, like Ray Narvez Jr., Moist Critical, MollyBoyTV, all those sort of people. I thought the messages were from an Italian. What's that mean? I don't know what you're going on about. Oh yeah, but you know that geezer I was saying who's like the Noel Gallagher to my Liam Gallagher.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, he's tried to do what you've done in not react to music. He's not that in touch. But basically, what he's done, right? He George, don't mention who he is in the comments. This is like Voldemort shit. Don't name his name. But basically, what he's done, he had a really really difficult job for a year, and then he quit it and became a streamer. And instead of
I
trying to
think I know
become,
what you're telling me, actually. I think you've said this before. Carry on, though.
yeah, basically like this geezer hopped out of work and he's just become a streamer. Not even, and I've said this to some of my mates. Like I've said, my mate who lives in South Devon who reacts to music, he's working part time currently. I know you're not doing it anymore, but I said months ago, like that is the way to do it. Work part time and try and follow your dream. Don't just be a bum doing absolutely nothing and just try and throw your eggs in one basket. You know, without financial security. But this geezer is basically streaming stupid hours a day. Streaming, I mean, he did 1 24-hour stream, sometimes 8 hours, sometimes 9 hours. The streams basically for what he should be doing is streaming the most popular games half the week and then the other half doing whatever he wants because that's how you bring the money in. I mean, once like he basically, I don't know if I.
Oh, fuck it, man. Just say.
I have found out, but I'm not gonna. Basically, a little bird told me that he.
Go on,
He
man.
made, apparently, this is just what a little bird told me from another little bird, from another little bird, from a parrot. You know, I've heard that he made 60 quid and just blasted it all on loot crates, loot boxes. And I'm thinking, you're throwing your life away, not financially secure, and you're wasting it all on loot boxes. You're making fuck all anyway. Like, what is going on? This
First thing
isn't.
I want to know is how did he make that £60 through donations?
No, so basically, this is not politically correct at all, but basically, no, actually, no. I think this is sort of facts in a certain sense. Now, a lot of Twitch viewers, in my opinion, if you have all day to just sit there and watch streamers, and I'm on about you watching them loads, donating loads, don't get offended by this, Dex fans, if you are watching. But I feel like a lot of people who are sitting there, unless it's on a night time, if you're able to watch a stream for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and it's not on a night, you probably are either have no job, teenager, summer holidays from college, uni, or school, working part time, trying to pursue something yourself, or have learning difficulties. So I feel like he's probably sort of not manipulated people, but really tried to get these people who are vulnerable on board and donate. And a bit like what, not as bad as DSP, but a bit like DSP, because this is Aaron, Aaron, who's the co-host of the podcast. He knows loads about DSP, and basically from what he said, and even Aaron said this himself, like a lot of Twitch, not every Twitch fan, but quite a few are either have all the free time in the world, have no responsibilities, or they could be really successful and rich, or they could be trying to do their own thing.
Yeah.
But basically, like he's saying, a lot of DSP's donations are from basically people who have real problems, who need the benefits, but they spend their benefits on DSP. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's sort of what he's done, but at a low level. Because, like, I'm sorry, I've tuned into some of his streams, and they're just a bit. It's not as. I'd rather watch your streams for 4 hours than. And even though I've never watched your streams for 4 hours, but I'd rather watch your shit for ages than watch his shit for half an hour. It just is so fake and boring.
How many viewers does he pull in?
Can't remember. I mean, on when he streams like a popular Nintendo, you know.
DSP equals EDP. I always thought he was on about EDP at first as well.
No, so basically, this geezer, he like streams these. Another little birdie told me about this, that he put in his Discord server, I hate Switch. It's the worst thing ever. Stupid. You can play Switch on a phone. How dare you? Which you can emulate Switch games on the phone. You can emulate Pokemon on bloody Discord and have Pokemon battles with the bots. And it's like, what are you going on about? But yet he spent hours and hours streaming Switch games, and they're his most successful content. But this is how some of these console fanboys are. But anyway, I'll just end it off. My point of it is, this is the lesson learned. I think you're an example of someone who has took the risk and done it in the right way. While this person I'm referring to, who used to be a great friend of mine, he's taking the risks in the wrong way because he's not working part-time, not making the right decisions, and just, in a certain sense, farting his life away. If I was mates with him now, I would be getting on to him and saying, bro, you need to change your fucking life. You need to do something, man. Because I used to think to myself, I'll just let people do what they want. But if they're your mates, you're meant to care about them. And this
Yeah,
one
of course.
American, Chris Richtrue commented on the podcast ages ago, who said, this is the best one you've done in ages. He had a proper man-to-man talk with me and said, bro, if you care about your friends, you need to get on to them and tell them what's what. Because if you don't, and you just let them do whatever they want, you need to be able to lie in bed at night and think to yourself, I try to tell them what the right thing was in my mind. Well, if you just let them do what they want and bloody do nothing all the time or make the shit decisions, then you're not really a friend, are you? You just either you don't care or you're a yes man, which is pathetic and a waste of time. The yes
You know
man
what?
don't care bit, that's just whoever's choice.
I always say that I don't need yes men around me, man. I hate yes men.
Have you come across many in the comments or in the Instagram DMs or?
Not necessarily. I mean, I feel like I'd only have yes men if I was to be showcasing my music. Do you know what I mean? And everyone's going, "Oh my god, this is so sick," and nobody's actually giving me feedback and stuff. But
yeah,
I don't feel like I've had many yes men. I've had people say they enjoy the streams, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're yes men. I just genuinely might enjoy the streams. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think if someone's saying shit, because the thing is, I've said shit to you in the DMs, said, oh man, I think this is good because of this is good because of this is this, maybe try and do this. Well, if I just said, this is amazing, and then said nothing else, and that's just a yes men lame ass move. I feel like if you're going to say something good, you sort of have to say why it's good and maybe try and sprinkle some
I always say that as well. I'm always like, if it's like when people send their songs in, if you don't like it, you don't have to be a dick and say it's trash. Give them actual opinions, give them ways that you think that they could improve.
I mean, imagine if they paid 50 quid and you just it's good, and then left it there, good. Like that geezer who left the holiday resort, left, good.
That's what I mean. When people send their music in and they send a lot of money, I feel like I have to give a really full, in detail review because they've paid for it. That's what they want.
Yeah, that's what they're rolling up for. But yeah, I mean, people. The thing is, though, I don't. That geezer I was on about as well, who used to be a friend of mine. He only liked yes men around him, man. He hated if people basically the only person who I'm not trying to set myself off, but I was one of the few people who tried my best. For years, I told him straight in a really dickheaded way, to be honest. I was really brutal. But for a few years, I was just sort of I tried to tell him straight in a nice way. And I think it sort of got through more, but he didn't like it because I was being nice about it. So if he tried to argue back, he'd look like he's being an aggressive guy.
To be fair, though, I feel like some people need you to, they need that aggressive person because it's it gets in their head.
Yeah, but the thing is, this geezer, though, I used to get aggressive because I not I wasn't going, rah, but I was like,
no, I know what you mean.
This is a load of nonsense. You need to fix X, Y, and Z, or this is wrong because of this. I know I'm being vague, but I'm not going to go into detail.
No, I get what you mean.
And then he's sort of basically, this geezer said stuff about mental health and stuff, and I tried to give him objective advice. Get in the gym, get the endorphins going. With other stuff, I said, try and do this, try and do this. Try and do X, Y, Z. And then he just basically shun it off and try and throw it back in my face and say, well, you don't understand how I feel because you've got the easiest life ever. And I'm like, I haven't got the easiest life ever. What the hell are you talking about? Everyone's had their struggles, everyone's had their adversities. It's about how you bounce back from them and how you respond to them. This year, man, all the workload I've had at work and not getting payments from the apprenticeship, I'm not going to lie, some points I felt next level low and rubbish, man. But at the end of the day, I just think to myself, we've got to keep the positive attitude. We've just got to keep the smidge of positivity and just keep trying to push through things and just keep trying to graft at the end of the day and just focusing on other stuff. At the end of the day, my situation, I'm better off than someone who's I'm better off than Shrek living in his swamp. I mean, it must be freezing in the winter, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shrek must have horrendous gas prices and fuel bills.
No, I get it though, because this once some people probably will remember this if they were there like right at the start. I'm not going to give out too much information because I don't want people knowing my shit. But when I promote, I do it in like different ways. And for a long time, I was only doing it in this one specific way. And this place where I used to promote at, they used to block me from commenting because they used to say I was spamming people, which I was, but it's helped me in my favor. It's made me grow. So then they used to block me, and it used to get blocked for about 3 or 4 days, and then I'd be unblocked. Anyway, this one day, it was going decent. Obviously, I wasn't doing as well as I am now, but it was going decent on my streams. This one day, I went live on a Friday, and I swear to God, probably like 2-3 people turned up. And I was like, where the fuck is everybody? I thought, that's it, it's done. That gave me the kick up the arse to think, you know what, get your finger out your arse, find some other ways to promote, because there's no way I'm ever going back to fucking retail work or anything like that. And I did. And then from there, it literally within the space of a month and a half, it probably grew by like 4 or 5 times.
That's a lot like Eminem, man, because he's like, it's got me to upon him like snail. I got to formulate a plot all in the Magellan's shot. The success is my only motherfucking option. Failure's not. I feel like that was probably the mentality you were like going through. Like, this is the only option, man. I'm not going back to retail.
That's the only fucking option I've still got, man. There is no way in hell I'm going back because, genuinely, if this stopped working, touch wood, it never will. But if this did stop working, I'd be in prison because I'd have fucking scammed people and I'd be done for fraud.
Are you serious? Come on.
I'm joking. But I seriously do not want to go back to retail. I'd obviously I'd find other ways to make money.
Yeah.
I'm a hustler, so I'll just find other ways.
Yeah, exactly. GTA, deck style,
Of course.
GTA,
I just want a bank.
GTA South Devon.
Exactly.
Go around smuggling sheep.
No, I'd never scam people or anything like that. My morals are too, like, I'd never be able to do that. I'd always feel bad. But 100%, if this stops working, I would definitely find other ways to make money.
Mm-hmm. But I've kept this comment up for about 1 million years from Adam. I really enjoy MollyBoy's stream. Get to hear new music all the time. Yeah. Who are you, Ryan fucking...
To be fair...
your family, Ryan fucking...
To be fair, the streams are good, The streams are really good.
But thank goodness you didn't say other people's surnames because, mate, I'll be getting carpet bombed by the RF, bro. Some people get really
fuck it, man. To be fair, I do need to remember I've moved away, but you haven't.
Exactly, I could easily get hunted down.
Yeah, but what's he gonna do, really?
No, I know, but like, there's other people who take this shit really serious. But to be honest, in court, if you mention someone's surname and made a little joke, I could say, well, it was my guest, it wasn't me. And I said, please don't say stuff like that, even though I laughed my arse off. And then I'd say, well, all that was mentioned was his surname, for goodness sake, that was it. I had no control, my guest did it, so go after them. And then you've got all the big money for the lawyers. So if they go after you, then,
I feel like, to be fair, they could only try and get me on like a defamation claim. And it's not as if anybody really, like, I get
and he does stink of shit.
Yeah, and it's not
slander.
It's not a lie. It's not slander. He genuinely smelt. Like, he was a nice person at times, but he smelt.
No, I'm joking. Yeah. Ryan was a good geezer, man. Good bloke. Apart from some of the dark things he said.
He knows he smelled as well because we've told him.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He hated it.
No, actually, no. Yeah, you're right. He never knew. Because every time we used to mention it, he'd be like, "No, I fucking don't." Yeah, you do.
Yeah. He said, the smell is you. Well, he said to me, the smell is you or something else. It's like, mate, I'm the most hygienic man ever.
But that's the thing. You can't smell yourself. So...
No, but I am quite hygienic though, man.
No, I mean, like, he couldn't smell himself. That's why he thought it was other people.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if he ever did genuinely smell that smell and think, what the fuck?
I mean, something I've found, I know this is absolutely pistol mental, but some mornings when I've been next level stressed and just been rushing around like really Jesse Pinkman on drugs and trying to get to the next drug deal. Some days, like when I've gone to the toilet at work, done the daily, the routine.
Yeah.
Stinks, and you can never smell your own shit, and I'm like, why is the stress making my shit stink now?
Yes, literally, man.
It was such stress. And I could smell last night's food, except it was rotten. And I was like, what's happening to me, bro? There was one stream as well where my face was looking different because I was so worn out and so ran down. I feel like, some of these artists who are like absolutely worked to the bone. I felt a bit like that for a time because my face was changing. Like, usually I sort of look a smidge tanned. But like ever since I got this the job, I've gone from looking a bit tan to looking really pale. I thought it was another. No, don't star this comment. I thought it was another smelly guy.
What, somebody else smell as well?
But talking of dudes who are overworked, this is what I wanted to talk about. And you remember before the podcast, I was saying about innocent celebrities.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. I know you're a big fan. Did you think he did anything wrong, or did you think he was next level innocent, or
I genuinely think he was innocent.
completely did nothing wrong?
Mm-hmm. Like it might be a biased opinion, but I've seen videos and shit, and I genuinely feel like he genuinely just looks like a broken person who didn't have a childhood. That's why he was so up for being around children and stuff. Because think about it as well, yeah. If you genuinely think about it, the only genuine things on this earth are children and animals.
Yeah.
Like, children don't lie. Children don't. It's like, for example, I was in McDonald's once, and there was this little girl behind me, and I heard her say something about me to her dad, and her dad was like, "Shh." I can't remember what she said. I don't know if she said something about my hair or something, but like, she didn't like it, and she didn't keep those opinions quiet. She just said it. I feel like genuine, like, children are the most genuine, like, people on earth. Do you know what I mean? You can't cause no harm as a child. And I think that's probably why he just wanted to be around children all the time. I don't think he was.
I mean, the thing is, for years I thought, oh, he didn't do it. Then George, what are you trying to say? This is disgrace. But anyway, basically, phrases I thought, yeah, he didn't have a childhood, all this stuff. People at college got so angry, man. They were like, he's a malicious rapist, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, there's no evidence. So for a while, I sort of thought, all right, maybe he did it, maybe he didn't. But then I thought, there was 2 cases that the FBI looked into shit. There's big celebrities who haven't been able to get away with shit, and there's more evidence for. And like, why are you going after the man like he's been dead for years and years and years? And at the end of the day, he got proved innocent twice. And then I basically brought all this up to one of my mates. It's innocent until proven guilty at the end of the day. And then he was like, well, I don't like him. And I'm like, why? And he said, yeah. And I'm like, well, just because you don't like him doesn't mean he's a criminal or a malicious rapist or whatever. And he was like, well, have you heard his songs? Billie Jean, The Way You Make Me Feel, You're Not Alone, Smooth Criminal, it was about him. I'm like, what?
You know
this isn't evidence. This is just talking bollocks.
I feel like the media ruined him. Because if you think about it, all these tabloids and all these newspapers and stuff, they can put whatever they want, and it influences people's feelings. And that's just what happened.
But on the other side of the coin, though, as much as, if I had to guess, I guess that he didn't do that much. The only really, really sussy thing is in this documentary that I was watching in October 2021 on holiday in South Devon, was it was basically, right, he had loads of pictures. I think I know what you're going to say. His room was really creepy. Loads of pictures of kids, dishevelled dolls, and the investigators were going to look at his laptop, but they were like, no. But I think it's really scary and concerning to have pictures of children in your room. Because, like, I'm sorry, I know you can say they're his mates, they're his friends, but if I had pictures of if I rolled up to South Devon and went in your room and there's pictures of people from college or pictures of me, random small pictures on a shelf, I'd be really baffled. I'd be like, what is this? Have you gone Patrick Bateman mode? It doesn't mean you're a malicious, evil person, but I'd be very concerned. I'd be like, this bloke needs help. You know what I'm saying?
I just think his childhood was probably ruined. I'm not even going to beat around the bush. It is weird. I like the fact that he had sleepovers and they would share beds with him. I do think that's weird.
Yeah, because even if you slept over with your mates, you wouldn't share the same bed. You'd be like spread apart. So
exactly. And I just feel like his childhood was probably ruined. He probably had trauma, like genuinely probably did have trauma from it. And he's just fucked with his head then. And he just didn't think it was a bad thing to be friends with children.
Yeah, well, we've determined the verdict. Innocence, that's the end. No more of this.
And I feel like you can't come for somebody who's dead, man. He's Jimmy Savile, that's a different story because he was proven.
Yeah,
but exactly. I mean, like Michael Jackson, every time somebody's tried to come out, it's either been the case has been dropped, they've admitted they've lied, or there's just been no evidence.
Yeah, it's basically like if you accuse someone, basically it's like imagine if I accused you of robbing my car with no evidence, and then we'll say I said Deck has robbed my car right now while we're doing this podcast. He's 180 miles away, and I try and take you to court, and then you get found innocent twice, and there's no evidence, and then years later after you die, someone makes a documentary saying, "Well, I saw him rob James's car actually," and then everyone believes it and thinks you
Yeah,
robbed
I
my car.
know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know.
It's ridiculousness, isn't
I
it?
think
Really?
it's all small-minded people that believe it. And somebody, I'm not going to say any names, but somebody that I know was watching one of the documentaries that was like talking shit about him. And I just thought to myself, you're so fucking small-minded. Like, if you actually, fair enough, you're watching this documentary, but the whole aim of the documentary is to make him look like a weirdo.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you've got to look at both sides.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know, man.
But the thing is as well, right? I said to this one geezer who was really annoyed about it, and I said to him, if your kid got raped, you would not accept $22 million. You would
No, you
try and
wouldn't.
get that person in prison no matter what, because it is not worth the money. It's not worth. You wouldn't want. Basically, that's like saying, would you accept $1 billion if someone close to you got sexually assaulted? No, you wouldn't accept that. You'd be like, that's evil. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't want that to happen to them. So you wouldn't accept that 22 million. But then he tried to say, oh well, you see, well. 22 million is a lot of money to accept. I'm like, so do you not care about your family? You try and take this man down and get him put in prison for life if he actually did this stuff. You wouldn't
People
just say,
like that shouldn't
22 million.
reproduce, man. People
Pardon?
like that should not reproduce.
Well, I mean, if they're saying stuff like 22 million is a lot of money, they should not have children.
Exactly.
They probably shouldn't have any. They should not have any friendships or relationships or any human contact if they're willing. I'd let my partner, or I'd let my friend, or I'd let my uncle, or I'd let this happen. I'd let bad things happen to people I care about because I get money. So
it's almost like saying, like, your mum or your dad gets murdered, and the murderer offers you so much money, and you go, oh, okay, cool, that's fine. You wouldn't accept it.
Exactly. What you'd do is you'd shoot him and just walk off. Because I wouldn't even accept the money. I'd just walk off. I wouldn't take the money off him. You just beat the shit out of him and walk off. Because that money, honestly, I know this is mental. I know this is something totally different, but one of my basically, right, my family used to own this like really, really respected business in my town. Not basically like my great grandparents, really well respected, amazing bread maker, and it got handed down to some family members who were, well, not really close family, but like people who weren't really that good. And the thing is that my great great nan put like a curse on this money because she knew. I know you're gonna laugh, but like,
no, I'm interested. Carry on.
She knew that basically she put a curse on this money because she knew it would go to this part of the family because they're very forward, and the other part of this basically my grandparents, mom and dad, one of my nan on my dad's side's mom and dad are a lot more just sort of nice and not really forward pushing and not really taking when people die. They're sort of just more sad that they're gone. So she cursed this money, and then one person who got loads of money was like, not lived a bad life, but very miserable and bitter. And my granddad even said like that money's cursed, and he doesn't believe in anything at all. He thinks like believing in faith is good for people, but he said he doesn't believe in it at all. He thinks it's all hocus pocus. He said stuff to me like, well, at the end of the day, everyone who's died, no one's come back and told you about anything, have they? So he thinks it's all made up. So for him to say that, it tells you something, man. That money must have had something done to it. There must have been something put onto it.
I do find that sort of stuff fascinating, though.
Because for someone who's like an ultra atheist to be like, yeah, this is, something has happened here. I think it's quite interesting.
Well, the curse of Tutankhamun, when they found his tomb, and like they all died. So I don't know what year it was. I don't know if it was 1928 or something, but they found his tomb, and there was a curse on it. So they weren't supposed to open it, but they did. And then shortly after they opened it, they all individually died. Like not long afterwards, they all just one by one died by like weird different causes. And then that's why they always say now that there was a curse on the tomb. There's loads of things, man. There's it's like, this one's gonna sound so stupid, but have you ever been to Alton Towers?
Nah.
You haven't? Okay, anyway. There's a ride there called Hex, and it basically, there's a curse. There's like I don't know what the word is. There's like old folklore basically of some woman. They were going before Alton Towers was there, and it was the big manor. The people who owned it were going through the woods, and there was a woman there, and I can't remember the full story, but she put some next curse or whatever on this tree, or I don't know what it was, and they chained the tree up or whatever. And I think the tree's still there today, with like chains around it. And it was just like all these things were happening, that people one by one were dying after that situation that they had with this really random weird woman in the woods. And it's just, I feel like some stuff's coincidental, but some stuff's really strange. Like you wouldn't expect it to be a coincidence.
It seems like the cards fell, didn't they? You know, the cards fell in the... Basically, the stars aligned in a bad way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A very bad way, it sounds like. But, I mean, I think... I just wanted to bring up another crazy thing. When I basically had this dream about one of my friend's houses. This was years before I went to this friend's house, right? Years. This was 2013. I had this dream. And I went in their house, had a laugh with them. Went to their house in 2015. It looked exactly how it did in the dream. Scary.
Yeah, that's
and
strange.
I've never been to that house. And that is one of these things which is like next level unexplainable. Because the thing is, if people just think, oh, James is talking bollocks, he's a lunatic, I don't care. It's just my personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is, as much as I am a guy who has faith, I don't believe in a lot of this hocus pocus stuff. I don't think heaven or whatever, or the afterlife can interact with the real world that much. You know, I think like you are guided.
Do you actually believe in an afterlife, but you don't think that it can come into contact with us?
Yeah. I think there's like a heaven, a purgatory, and like a bad place. I don't think it's like they try and describe how like you get tortured all the time. I think it's just a shit place where you feel depressed all the time and it's gloomy and shit. I think purgatory's for people who are like not evil, but they've made some shit decisions, and it's just probably like how this is now. And then heaven's sort of like, not, I'm saying the earth is purgatory because you can do whatever you want. You can live an amazing life or a shit life or an average life. I think heaven's sort of like you feel really good, you're having a good laugh and a good time, and you sort of you feel how you feel really high. You feel like that loads, and you're sort of with people that you know were really cool. I could be totally wrong. I've accepted that it could just be nothingness, and it's exactly how it was before you were born. You know, nothingness, and you won't know. So there's no point in worrying about this sort of thing because you won't know, because you won't be conscious. It'll just be nothing.
But then it's like, what if there was something before we was born, but we just can't remember it when we come to this? And then when we die, we go back to it. Yeah, well, technically, sperm. So like our sperm cells or whatever, their sperm. I don't know what the fuck.
You can't remember being a bit of spunk, can you? Even though what's trippy is they actually did happen. You were a spunk, but you can't remember it because it's probably too traumatic to remember.
And what I think is crazy as well is, it's like if you put a whole body together, it won't work. But like, I really tap into it sometimes. And I think about it. There's something that started our whole life. Like there's something conscious in our bodies that started us working.
Yeah.
And like our brain and our thoughts, there's something there that's, it's like these liquids in our head and our fucking brain and all these different like materials and shit in our head is causing this like conscious reality for us.
I know, it's mad, isn't it, man?
It's fucking crazy. And it's as if like when we die, does it genuinely just disappear?
I know, yeah, exactly. I don't think it does personally.
Because you know what? We are made up of energy, and energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's what my nan always used to tell me anyway. So
it's just like, where the hell do we go?
I don't know, man. But hopefully it's someplace decent. Hopefully it's decent laughs. I mean, you know, some people though, obviously I'm a faithful person, but there's some faithful people out there who like they really preach hard, but you look into their decisions and things that they do and how they act, and they're like not what. Basically, they make out you have to do this, and this, but they're not even doing like the basic things to be a really good human being. I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm saying like they're not doing things to be a good human being. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know that a lot. There's a lot of people that I know who, in their religions, they're not supposed to drink. They're not supposed to go out partying and do all this sort of stuff, but they do. But then they claim to be.
Well, not even stuff like that. I don't really mind that. I think you'd still get into, you know, a good version of the afterlife or whatever.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, like these people really preach being a religious person, but then they go out and they drink and they do all this stuff, and it's like your religion says you're not supposed to do that, but you're going and doing it anyway. But then you claim to be this.
I think you can bend the rules if you want in that regard. But what I mean is like people who say you have to be a good person, you have to do this, blah, 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 and then they're like sort of being a bit selfish and like treating people a bit bad and being a bit of a spoilt child, you know, when they're like adults. That's sort of what I meant.
It's one thing for them and something else for other people.
That's it, yeah, that's it. And that's how a lot of, not just with faith, that's how a lot of people are in general, isn't it? One thing for me, another rule for you, you know.
Bit sad, but that's how most people live.
Yeah. The thing is, if it's something I don't want to do, I just straight up say like one George, who's I don't know if he's still watching the podcast, but he used to climb on top of trucks and paint trucks. I'd rather do nearly anything else. I hate heights. To me, that's one of the hardest jobs ever. But maybe if George had to come and answer the phones to a bunch of aggressive people, maybe he'd think that isn't very good. You know, because the people I deal with, they're not all of them. There's quite a lot of nice people, but there's some who are next level entitled, man. And as I've told you about my job, you can imagine that there's some really entitled people. You pay a company for X, Y, Z. You don't get exactly what you want because you don't meet the terms or whatever, and you get really upset, annoyed, and angry at the person on the phone. And it's ridiculous. When I don't get if I was in a lot of these people's positions, if I paid for an entitlement and I couldn't get it if it was my own fault, but I was salty, I'd be like, well, I'm cancelling then, bye.
Yeah.
If I could be if I was objective and I thought to myself, okay, I made a mistake, better look next time. You know what I'm saying? So
what
it's annoying,
people
but
don't seem to understand as well is that you're just doing a job. You don't own the fucking company.
yeah, I can't just jump in the air and clap my arse cheeks and make something brilliant happen for them. You know that isn't how life works, is it? It's overheads. The thing I've learned though, working for a big company, is that a lot of stuff is just not the managers at a low level. Because honestly, managers at a low level, legends to the company I work at currently, they're really nice. But managers above managers above managers above managers, and I've heard this from a lot of other people. I get the vibe. I haven't got any proof, but I get the vibe that a lot of it is just, and this isn't a hot take. This is a lot of people say this, but it's about this boss pleasing this boss, pleasing this boss, pleasing their boss, pleasing their boss for more money, and pleasing their boss and their boss, and then pleasing the CEO, and then the CEO pleasing the shareholders, and then the shareholders pleasing investors instead of trying to look out for people's well-being. You know.
Yeah.
But we don't know how they feel, because once you get that high up in the food chain, you're probably just out of reality. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel a bit out of reality with how successful you've been, or are you still feeling like mad grounded? Or
sometimes I feel like, not that I don't deserve it, because I do. I literally have put the work in, so I do deserve it. I don't care what anyone says. But sometimes I feel, how many people are watching actually right now?
4 people.
Okay. Sometimes, for how well I do, I do think to myself, it's a bit sickening. Like,
what?
It's not, in a sense, I do 12-hour days. When I go live, I literally work for 12 hours, because I do fucking 5 hours on the live stream, and then I do like 7 hours just banging out, promoting and stuff like that. But sometimes I find it sickening, because actually this may be why I've never had this money or this amount of success before ever. I know we're still at a low level, but I've never had it. So I feel like now I've got it, and now it's actually working for me. It does feel a bit unreal. Like, it's like, I don't know, like I shouldn't have it. But then I think to myself, you know what? You've worked hard for it. There's no point thinking like that.
Exactly, man. You're banging out these humongous streams. You're reacting, because the thing is, bro, I'm not trying to like put myself down or anything, but like Twitch streaming for like 2 hours or doing a pod for like hours, I feel like, God, man, I'm dead. Where you're like banging these, 4.5 hour, 5 hour streams out occasionally. I'm just thinking, how are you keeping the same energy that you? Because I do skim through them. I do skim through quite a few streams. Like I'll watch a minute or 2 minutes, skim to this part, and I think, how is this geezer keeping the same amount of energy? But it shows that there is. Well, it sounds nice, lying, relaxing YouTuber job, whatever. In reality, there's a lot of, stresses and hassles and just energy sapping, really, where you're not dealing with the public or getting milkshakes thrown at you at McDonald's. You are having to.
It's still
just
stressful.
Feel with the wear. You're having to deal with the wear and tear of just your mind and your body, feeling like, fuck, I've got to react to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
It's like, I know this isn't the same thing, well, it is, but with my website that I've just made, obviously I'm doing my my articles and stuff now. I've had to do 4 today, back to back. And yeah, writing one article's fine, maybe 2's fine, but when you're literally banging out an article, straight to the next one, doing that, straight to the next one, it gets tiring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, like, with the live streams, I'm doing it for 5 hours. It is fucking tiring for the whole fight, especially at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm just thinking, I want to go to bed now.
Yeah.
And I've got people saying, you haven't played my song, play my song. I'm like, I understand I haven't played your song, but it's 5 a.m. I'm fucking knackered.
Mm-hmm.
And there was something else I was going to say. Fuck, what was I going to say? That was it. Some people have tried to copy me and have tried to do what I do. and they give up because they think that it's literally go live, people join and send the music in, but they don't at all. You've really got to work for it, and you've really got to try and you've got to go out and find the people yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't got the effort to do that, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And
Bang on the money, man.
and you know what, if anyone's thinking about doing it, go ahead. But I'm telling you now, if you're not strong enough, you ain't going to stick to it.
Yeah. Discipline, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, though, I do genuinely think, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, man, but I think you should get in the gym, bro, get those endorphins going, man. Just like all other stuff, or I just feel like, I know everyone's different, but if I was sitting at home doing YouTube all the time, I feel like I'd get a bit down and probably a smidge fed up, you know, eventually. Either one of the two, down or fed up, you know.
Now, to be fair, I do understand what you're saying. Like, recently, like when I first started, I was on my proper grind, and then I
Yeah.
kind of slowed down on the videos, and I feel like it's because I'm just waking up midday because I've been fucking doing these live streams till 5 in the morning. I wake up midday, like 12 o'clock, and I'm thinking I can't be bothered to do anything because I've got to do it all again tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to have that I want to have that motivation to get up and go out. But at the same time, like I was saying earlier, I don't know anybody around here. So there's nobody for me to go out with. Mia goes to work. She has to go to her job.
Yeah.
So I don't see Mia until like 5 o'clock. Then, fair enough, which is understandable. She works all day, so she's tired. She doesn't necessarily want to go and do loads of shit after work. She wants to relax.
Mm-hmm.
But we still go on walks and that. We go like on walks by the sea. Sometimes we go to Wetherspoons, have a meal. I go on drives. Obviously, we go on drives together and that. Since I've had the new car, I just fucking go on drives all the time.
Racing round South Devon, giving the elderly citizens heart attacks.
You know what, though? I've been having the roof down a lot. And the other day, I had the roof down. And in Devon, there's not many roads with footpaths or anything, so you can't really just pull up. Mm-hmm. So I'm driving, it starts to rain. I'm thinking, fuck, there's nowhere for me to pull up to put the roof up. Luckily, I just fucking put my foot down, floored it, got into this one road, roof was straight up.
Oh, nice. Fair dues.
I can't even remember what we was talking about. Oh, yeah, about getting shit done.
I was going to... Yeah. But I was going to bring something else up, though, right? If you had the chance, let's say like some mad opportunity came up in the centre of London, right? And we know that that's not a nice place to be. There's probably a lot of shit going on, crime, whatever. There's probably a lot of cool, you know, places to, you know, chill and have a laugh, and there's probably a shit ton of stuff to do. But say there were some big opportunities in the centre of London. Let's say that's an option for you. Or like, let's say this next thing, like, would you rather live in the centre of London, have a load of opportunities and, you know, like just have a load of contacts and whatever? Or would you rather, basically there's this area in northwest Wales called Talibont, which is like one of the quietest areas ever. Would you rather live there and do what you're doing now, or live in the centre of London and try and make it like next level big with YouTube contacts? What would
I'd go
you pick?
London.
Really?
100%. Because you know what? I love where I live right now. It's nice and quiet. It's like, it's not too quiet, but it's nice and calm. But I'm still only 22 years old. I might not stay here forever. I might think in 2 or 3 years' time, I've had enough now. I want to go try something new.
Where would you think of going in 2 or 3 years?
I don't know. It all depends. The only reason I know this place is because I used to come here all the time on holiday.
California!
So you know what? I would genuinely love to move to a different country.
Don't go California, though. Don't go to LA, man.
Imagine the contacts you get there.
No, it's horrible there. It's absolutely...
The only thing that's stopping me move countries is my mum and dad.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is understandable. I don't want to leave them, but I would leave. Like, I was thinking as well, I'd love to live in Spain. Because have you seen the house prices in Spain compared to here? It's fucking unreal, bro. It's like, you can get like a 4-bedroom villa with a swimming pool and everything for like 150k.
Shit.
Over here, 150k, you get like a flat.
Yeah.
In South Devon.
Damn. Yep, see, Adam's got the common sense, man. California's really expensive. It is a joke. And you have to
Cali's going to be like London, to be fair.
No,
London's
worse.
Bad. I was, when I went to London in March for Mia's birthday, we was looking at all the estate agents and stuff. Not because we was going to move, we were just having a look. And it was like, properties as big as this one were like $3,000 a month to rent.
Jesus.
Because it's central London.
Thing is, though, with London, I know it does, in some senses, it does sound cool because you got the True Geordie doing his thing. You can get a studio there and do some mad shit. But I don't think it's worth it with all the danger, man, to be honest. You know, I know some people do love the city lifestyle, but I just sort of think to myself, like, man, it's just a lot of cities are mad dangerous. I know that there are some safe cities like Cardiff, Liverpool, they're like really safe, you know.
I
But
just feel
some,
like I'm too hungry, you know, for success, and I will take anything at the minute
if
within
someone
reason.
did like show you a bunch of opportunities in a dangerous area, you just go for it, basically.
It depends. If it was somewhere like Luton or fucking, I don't know, like somewhere really dirty and like not very nice, then I probably wouldn't. But if it was central London, I don't even think it's that bad. I think it was quite nice when I was there. Unless you're in like Peckham or fucking other places where you leave your
Yeah,
doorstep,
boy.
and you get stabbed,
No,
then maybe not. But
I
I
mean,
did like London. Birmingham is a different story. I would never go back to Birmingham.
why?
I don't like Birmingham. I think it's
I felt
disgusting.
safer. I felt safer walking around Birmingham in the day than I did London.
Did you?
Yeah, I know Birmingham's more condensed, but like I just sort of felt like from about 11 a.m. till like no, sorry, from about like 10 a.m. to like 1 p.m. it was like really chill, and then it got a bit manic. But I didn't feel next level unsafe. I just sort of felt like it's a bit manic. While walking around London, I felt like this is a little bit dangerous, man.
I
You know?
think London seems cleaner as well, central London, because the buildings and that are nice there. I think the only reason I don't like Birmingham is because it just feels run down and just, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I do
Especially
get you a bit.
fucking like Smethwick and that.
Well, I'm not on about the towns. I'm on about like the city. You know,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah, I know. The
that's what I
city and that.
mean. I've never.
Oh,
I
that'd be
wouldn't walk
boring.
around Smethwick. No, no. You know, I wouldn't be walking around there,
Well, I
pal.
mean, actually, I won't say that, but you've probably seen them areas anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Dangerous, yeah. But I mean, London, I suppose, because it's a lot bigger, you feel like there's more space, there's less chance you're going to get mugged. While Birmingham's a lot smaller, there's probably more chance you're going to get mugged or shit will go wrong. But I'm quite shocked that you might move out of Devon in 3 years, though. I respect it, though. I
I
respect
don't
that it's not,
know.
you know,
I'm
just,
just saying, you never know what's going to happen.
yeah. Fair enough, though. If you get those opportunities waved at you and you want to take them, fair play. I wouldn't personally if it was in a bad area, but I guess it depends, man. If it was like a one-off, like if the True Geordie said to me, James, I want you to come on the knockout, you know, talk about the MMA and the boxing, I'd be like, fuck yes, bro, I'll do it as a one-off. But if it was like every week, I'd be like, it depends how much he's paying, really, and how
Yeah.
much I enjoy it. It's not a nice part of London, but if I can get a taxi down there, if he's paying me enough money for a security guard, you know I can take care of myself. But if the True Geordie lets me kip at his flat, you know, yeah, you know, why not?
Have I ever told you about the time that I found somebody on the floor in Birmingham in the middle of the night?
No.
Okay, let me tell you. So, it was during lockdown, actually. I think there were still rules in place, but it got to a point where, like, you know, when everyone just got fed up in the end and they just started doing whatever they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it was me, Josh, Dylan, and Dylan's friend Aaron. We were in Aaron's car, and we was like, at the time, we had nothing to do, so we used to go on like late night drives at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So we were driving through town at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and we got out. We went for a walk. We went into like the main part of Birmingham, the city centre. First of all, this is a bit different, but it was so fucking weird. There were people standing about, hiding in like the shop doorways and stuff, looking around. And I was thinking, yeah, I'm not staying here because I'm going to end up getting fucking bummed or something. I'm not doing it. Then when we was walking back to the car, there was this geezer. I'll say his name and everything because I'll tell you everything. There was this guy called Claude, right? And he was lying on the floor. Obviously, didn't know his name was Claude at first. And then we were going up to him like, "Are you good?" And he was clearly like drunk. But then I was getting the feeling that it was like a setup. Like we were going to help him, and all of a sudden we were going to get rushed. So I kept my distance and that. And then he started saying, I'm fine, I'm fine. He's like, can you just help me up? I was like, nah. I was like, just stay there. I was like, don't move, blah, blah, blah. And then he started talking about, oh, he was suicidal and that, and he was depressed. And I felt bad. So and I was being nice and I was talking to him. And then I added him on Facebook. And I sent him a message for him to read the day after to just ask how he was and that and see how he was. And fuck, where was I going with this? Oh my God, where was I going with it? Anyway, either way, so I found this guy. I sent him a message, blah, blah, blah. And it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. The police finally arrived, picked him up off the floor. They took him, don't know where he went. The day after, he was like, oh, yeah, I really appreciate you doing all this for me, making sure I was okay. Then, weirdly, this guy was like, oh, it's my birthday soon. Do you want to go out for a drink?
Oh.
So then I was like, you don't know me. So I kind of made an excuse. I was kind of like, oh, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'll be in Birmingham, blah, blah. Then it got close to his birthday. He was like, can you, blah, blah. I said, nah, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not here. Then he deleted me on Facebook. Then he added me back saying, apologising for deleting me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I did lie. I didn't want to go drinking, but I just said, look, I was like, I'm not going to lie. I'm not in Birmingham. Then he starts being all fucking weird, saying, oh, you wasn't checking up on me, so I deleted you. You wasn't being my friend. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should have just left this guy on the floor. I was like, I try and do nice things, and then it just becomes weird. So I just left it there.
It sounds a bit like when you were decent mates with this one geezer at college, and then he sort of took it the wrong way.
Hogan.
Well, yeah.
Oh, shit, my bad. I was meant to say Hulk Hogan, but you know.
Yeah. You know, when people take shit the wrong way, you do them one favour and they expect like the world, except he expected a few different things. But yeah.
I mean, fair play to him. He tried it, but he tried. He didn't get nowhere, but he tried.
Yeah. Barking up the wrong tree.
And then I remember Louis saying, oh, I think he is as well, you know, about me. And you told me, and I was like, really? I was like, okay.
Yeah. It's just because it really baffled me. I mean, anyone can be anything, can't they? But he was saying, I thought he was I thought he was gay because of his voice and whatever. And I was like, well, I didn't get any talk. I mean, I'm not thinking about if people are gay or straight, or I don't really care what people do in their free time as long as it's consensual and not bestiality or not. So I'm not thinking about that shit. But
I just remember Louis saying it, and I was there like, well, if I was, the fact that this person was trying to come on to me wouldn't have. It didn't bother me, but I was a bit like, oh, fucking hell. But like, if I was, I wouldn't have been that bothered.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I wasn't a prick or anything.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well, just because even if you were that way inclined, doesn't mean that you'd instantly want to, you know, have it away with him.
With him, like, no offense.
Like, the thing is, you can tell. Me and you as straight people you can tell like if a bloke is objectively good looking. You can see why all the ladies love Elvis.
Yeah, of course.
You know, or like why the ladies love Brad Pitt. But if you look
at
someone,
you have to be into men to understand that a man is a good looking man.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you can see that a bloke is objectively good looking, but there are you can also understand that a bloke is obviously objectively weird looking, like Jabba the Hutt. You know, even if someone is gay, they wouldn't get off with Jabba the Hutt, would they? He's a blob. So
exactly. So in my instance, even if I was gay, I wouldn't get off with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Brother, you know. Come on, brother.
I just realised what he's on about then. Did you know he's got a shop in California, I think, and my neighbours went there and had a picture.
Yeah, I remember in college you said about it, and I thought, are you on about the geezer who's in the class? Like, what are you guys on about? Have you gone mad? This is a prank. But obviously, you're on about the one, the only,
Hulk
the
Hogan.
Pythons.
I used to love Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he's good bants. Even if his ring craft was horrendous, he was good bants.
He was like the John Cena of back then.
Like, yeah, except without all the good moves. But he was an amazing character. He was quite interesting. But now I want to do something called Dex Rejects, where we react to a few songs. I can only what even was there? There was this thing I'm about to get up now, a Callums Corner song. There was a couple other songs. I really can't remember what they were now. We'll just stick with this Callums Corner one. I can't remember the rest. So let's get your spicy music takes on this absolute gem.
Shall I give an in-depth review? Yeah, let's actually review it. Okay, we'll listen and say at the end.
It's actually filmed around Birmingham.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll see if I recognise anything.
The expression on Callum's face. What is
he
this?
He really looks like somebody that I know, you know, not personally, but he really looks like somebody that I know.
I think that's a bit insulting.
No,
he looks really odd in this.
Yeah, he's a fucking peculiar man. What is he doing?
This is a proper move. Even Tom Stockdale's like, mate, what are you doing? Even he's like, what? Even he's like, mate, what the hell is this? Right, this is decent. Oh, this, I like this. Yeah, this is cool, jumping. Yeah, I like this. Thoughts on the intro, on the shots, on the dancing?
That beat's been used before, hasn't it? Have you
Yeah,
heard the Millie B
sadly.
diss track?
Yeah, sadly, people have said that to me before. Yeah, that wasn't his original beat. So,
I mean, we've got to see how he sounds anyway.
yeah.
How you gonna talk about a register? You're no nonsense, you got red hair. Only one goes that hair down there, and he raised black large to move through air. Stephen tried but failed. Now listen to these calls when man gets nailed. Keep out of parks before man gets jailed. This nasally monster gets stamped like nail. Don't shoot shots that you can't see. If you lost a plot, you're like 5'3". I'm big, you know you can't run with me. I'm an alpha male. You drink herbal tea.
Mate, I was literally fanboying out. I thought this was like the coolest thing ever when I first
You know
watched
what
it.
though?
And I think
He's
the
got
bars are
bars,
good
you
still. I think
Yeah,
they
he's
still
got
are good.
bars. I don't know if he's wrote them himself though. Do you reckon he has?
Tom Stockdale, as much as he isn't very popular, he probably was heavily involved with the song. So I feel like some of it was Callum, but some of it was Tom Stock. The only thing that makes me think more of it was Tom Stock is that a lot of Callum's diss tracks haven't been anywhere near this good. He hasn't. This is like quite, especially for Callum, especially for a 40-year-old geezer who hasn't really done many diss tracks apart from a few here and there, and his previous diss tracks have just been bizarre. Like the Afghan Dan one was really weird. We can look at that one in it. Actually, let's just
You know
react
what,
to
though?
Callum's corner.
I've seen some Afghan Dan freestyles and stuff that are actually really good, you know, and it's a shame that he's not more popular.
Yeah, I mean, he's when he went after Callum, he was coming out with the big bars, but the issue is it's like all he did was say you look like a tic tac.
Yeah, that one's shit.
Yeah. All he really said was like, you look like a tic tac, you're a nonce. I'm gonna slap your mum's tits. That's all he was saying. I just sort of thought like it's funny how annoyed Callum got, but it's not like spitting fire. Well, this is quite fiery.
So Stephen, please, in an evening breeze, knock you out of these, don't step to me. Honestly, you ever seen me squeeze? Never seen a man throw shapes like these. Stephen, you better watch yourself. Start leaving your projections to yourself.
What the fuck?
Trust me, it's better for...
What's up?
I don't know. It's weird. That chorus is just weird.
Nah, I think he's coming at him, man. I think he's throwing the big ball.
Yeah, hell. I'll delete this spell, feeling calling down.
Stephen is an anagram of Heathman, and he spends time in the evening whining and dining the girl that he's meeting. He met her outside of her parents' evening. It gives him a buzz while he's out creeping, sat in a bush watching people sleeping. Woody in his hand, but Woody sweeping. Guess he's still upset about Andy leaving. When he gets home and he starts weeping, a pile of tissues lay where he's sleeping.
Tom Stockdale is coming out with the swings, man. He's really swinging at Stephen Tries with these big.
The wordplay is good though. The wordplay is really good.
I think he's come out swinging with these ones because if you watch Stephen Tries diss track, all his diss track was, "I'm more famous than you. I'm more famous than you. You're a nonce. I'm more famous than you." That's all it was, and it got old really quick in my opinion. It flowed better than this, but the bars were just really repetitive. You sort of knew what he was going to say.
Saturation, you can see them sleeping. Boats in the deep, they're full of semen. Strong stretch long from the floor to the ceiling. Living like the Don Hagrid was keeping. Callum Adams is an anagram of Euclid Adams. And Euclid Adams of youth that haven't left school yet. A challenge still can't find a balance on a bike is what you like. Cause my bars are tight, see, I'm sorry if I seem a bit harsh, Steve. Gotta get involved when Big C needs me. Don't chat gas, man, it's so easy. Ever seen a man throw shapes like these, G? You've never seen a man throw shapes like these, Steve? Ever seen a man throw shapes like these, G?
Bored on beats. Stephen, you better watch your back.
Sorry, what was?
Do you know what it is?
What?
It's that fucking
What was
synth
he
in the background. Is
A
weird.
man throw shapes like these, G? You've never seen a man throw shapes like these,
No,
Steve? Ever
I
seen a
swear
man throw shapes?
Mate, he should have pulled his. He should have wore a bigger
Like
jumper.
these, G.
What was he doing? What was he doing with his life here? Disgrace. He looked like his arse crack was showing. Disgrace.
Bored on beats.
This is decent shots though.
Stephen, you better watch your back. I'm hearing you've been talking smack. William
Call me a tic tac.
No, but that shadow boxing wasn't very good.
I'm hearing you've been talking smack. Will
Like, what is this? You need to throw your punches like this. You know what I'm saying? Form. You can't be like bloody cartoon character. That right hand was okay though, but he just closed his eyes when he was throwing it, so that wouldn't be very good.
How old is he?
I think he's 41. I'm not sure. I think Tom Stock, so I think he's about 29 though.
Do you reckon Callums Corners ever had a relationship?
Yeah, he's had loads. He said, yeah.
Well, he
He's had
said,
loads.
but do you think he actually has?
Probably, yeah. He said he wants to get with this young woman who's about 30 and just have her have loads of kids with him. So I don't know why he thinks. I know he's a bit famous, but I don't know why he thinks some like really. I don't know, like, especially on the Isle of Wight as well. There's not loads of people, but like, why is he thinking at like age 41 that he's going to have like 5 kids? And why would he want that? Because even if he had the money, and even if he met a brilliant lady who's up for that, why it'd take up so much of his time if he had like 5 kids to continue the Callum Adams name, you know? So yeah.
0161 Stephen tries.
Oh.
He gets stiff when children cry. He'd get nicked if you were wise to their books on his hard drive. It's too late to apologise. I think it's time you recognise you made a mistake. I'm oversized. I'm prime steak and you're pint size.
When I say Stephen, you say nod. Stephen, nod. Stephen, nod. When I say Stephen, you say nod. Stephen, nod. Stephen, nod. When I say Stephen, you say nod. Stephen, nod. Stephen, nod. When I say Stephen, you say nod. Stephen, nod. Stephen, nod.
Thoughts, Deck. I mean,
it
I
actually
thought
wasn't too bad, you know. I'm
Well,
really surprised at the
Okay,
visuals. I like the visuals, you know. I really actually did. How many views has it got?
Introduce
1.3 million.
What?
There
No,
you go.
the only thing I will say, yeah, is some of obviously he's not a musician anyway, so it's understandable. But his flow on some of them, some of the bars, I felt like wasn't.
Yeah, there's too many syllables, isn't
Yeah.
there? That's the. I think that's the main issue with that diss track. Just way too many syllables in each diss. It doesn't
But
really.
some of
flow very
some of the stuff that he was saying was quite funny.
Yeah. This one's just a parody.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
I don't drink soy, I take milk, you queer. Don't believe you can milk a nut. You can see it in my bicep when it's curled. I eat meat in a vegan world.
Yeah, what a tune, man.
See me strutting like an alpha male.
Male.
Meat juice coursing through my veins. Here as my truth is unfurled. I eat meat in a vegan world. Whoa, I'm an alpha male. I'm a big strong alpha male. I eat meat in a vegan world. Whoa, I'm an alpha male. I'm a big strong alpha male. I eat meat in a vegan world. Shot at your beta cook, you've had your say.
I just want to fast forward to this bit.
Oh my days.
This is like some Patrick Bateman stuff. I mean, what is this? What is he doing? Oh, what a legend.
Do you really? Yeah, here's a question. Do you actually think he acts like that, or do you think he puts on a show?
Well, when I talked to him on Jersey's pod, he seemed pretty normal. He seemed like a regular geezer. He did say like over exaggerated stuff, so I'm gonna go for that. It's a bit put on, but he probably feels the way he feels, but he's just a bit annoyed at certain things.
Mhm.
So
How many views does he average?
not that
Like-
many nowadays, but he does well on Twitch.
Oh, does he?
It's Callum Adams. C to the
Afghan Dan
Ale.
reply.
Big up to the Ting Tings. Big up to the corner. 4-letter word just to get me along. It's a difficulty and I'm
No, but the thing is, he basically copies all the lyrics from that. That's Not My Name by
Yeah.
whatever her name is. I can't remember. Blonde lady, I think.
the same.
Genuinely
Don't
can't remember
wanna
who it's
be
by.
alone.
Which-
Hey, that's not my name.
He just says, "I'm not a tic tac."
That's not my name. They call me Tic Tac. I'm not a Tic Tac. Afghans are Tic Tac. Always the same.
I mean, I respect how he did all this in one shot, but it's just a bit bizarre. You can tell this was early days, isn't it?
Yeah.
This one's quite funny when he goes, "Get your whoops." At the start, he's like, "Get your JSA, get your JSA. No one cares no more, so go get your JSA." This one wasn't too bad. It was just like there was hardly any bars, and it was just him acting daft.
You see, what did you say? Oh, you're wasting time on me. No one cares no more, so go get your JSA. Get your JSA. Get your JSA. No one cares no more, so go get your JSA.
What
Just
the
a
fuck, man?
second, look, my favourite chappers come to play.
That's enough of that. Thoughts overall on Callums Corners as a musician?
As a musician, yeah, quit, bro. I've never said that to anyone, but quit. But
Come
to
on,
be
it's
fair,
good bands, man. It's good
it is
bands.
banter, but I would never take him seriously. But I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think he's trying to be serious though.
It's just he can't, you know. He obviously ain't being for real. He's just having the laughs and bants, isn't he? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I should actually be a judge on X Factor or something. You know, I might get to
Nah,
that
because all
point.
of that's just singing though. It's shite. You're not actually listening to proper tunes.
I suppose actually. Hold on, I want to see. I want to see his stats on
Judging voices.
yeah.
He doesn't do very well views wise. His last video got 29k. Well, that's not too bad for him. 18k, 20k, 24k, 34k, 50, 44, 30k. He hasn't had 100,000 in. Oh, well, that edible challenge got 100,000, so that's quite funny.
He's pulling in around 400,000 views a month.
I mean, he does amazing with the Twitch, doesn't he? You know.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
from views alone, though, apparently he's making up to 12 grand a year, which is good.
yeah,
'cause
but that
realistically, once the
Oh, sorry,
video's
go on.
out, once the video's out, it's passive income. Then he's always going to get views on it. He's always going to make money from it.
Yeah, but like I was talking to Aaron about this, and basically what he said to me was because I was saying, well, Boogie's got 800 million views. Surely he's got loads of money. And he's like, no, he probably only makes 20 to 40k a year, which is still good in it, really.
Yeah.
You know? But he said, I think a lot of Boogie videos got demonetized because there's loads of swearing and raging in them. So
Did you know certain YouTube channels, depending what their niche is, you make more money for every 1,000 views. So you know, if you've got like a business channel,
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, you can genuinely make up to like $10 per 1,000 views.
Yeah, investing
Crazy.
channels make stupid amounts. Like I made a video about investing in Lego, and it got like 500 views. And I'm like, how did this happen? It was a decent vid, but like, come on.
I'd love to start a second channel where. Have you ever heard of like drop shipping and stuff?
No.
There's all like these different ways that you can make money online, and there's YouTubers that sell like courses and stuff. And I wanted to make a second channel, and be genuine and show like, and like try these things and. So have videos so people can watch them to see the actual true genuine results and stuff. I wanted to do shit like that because they can do really well, man. And somebody was showing me like the behind the scenes, the analytics and shit. And it was like this geezer had 1 million views, but he had like 4 grand from it. Now usually 1 million views would only be like a grand, but he made like 4 grand from 1 million views because he was like a business channel.
I think YouTube love that shit because it's encouraging people to make more money. So they're like, ooh, you know, getting on top of that straight away.
I feel like with investing and stuff, advertisers, they can advertise on that because it's more of a mature audience. With like gaming channels and shit like that, you can't really, they don't put that much money into advertising because it's just children that watch.
That's a bit harsh. I like the Actorman's fan base is mostly I shouldn't say smelly adults because it's a brilliant fan base, but it is mostly, you know, gaming fans, isn't it? I'm a massive fan of the Atman. I think he's a legend, man. Same with Shay Frillis. I think they're both legends at reviewing their craft, you know. Very cool.
I don't watch a lot of gamers, you know. I don't watch any.
Fair enough. It's each their own, innit?
I would like to. I just don't. I never actually find any to watch. I never look for it.
I mean, I can't think of many people who do decent walkthroughs anymore that often, but the Atman does amazing game reviews and
I like the gaming videos that are jokes, though. Like, you know, when they edit them and it's like a proper meme video. I love that sort of shit.
Mr. Beast gaming videos are sick, to be fair. So much editing effort goes into them, man. It's mad.
Did you ever watch The Gaming Lemon?
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, his GTA 4 videos are funny.
He was good bants. Vanos Gaming was good bants as well.
Yeah. Vanos.
But I was going to say, though, I feel like a lot of people have just gone to Twitch because I feel like we're becoming more as a society, we want more interactions and more communications online. So I feel like a lot of people see these small streams because I like occasionally going on a small stream and just chatting to them about the game they're playing. I mean,
Yeah, I do sometimes.
I had this really weird one where this dude took about 1,000,000 years to set up SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, the original one. And I was just like, I'm going to go now. And he's like, oh, well, you're leaving now. Well, you could have stuck around. I just got it set up. I just clicked off. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, I know.
How can
I
you be
remember
that
this.
one person stay around?
I like going on small streamers, and I like to when they've got it all proper set up where if you subscribe, it pops up on screen and everything. I like to subscribe and that, and then talk to them because it, in a sense, it makes them feel good, and I like to see when they feel good about it.
Yeah, Critical did a thing where he like donated hundreds and hundreds and hundreds to like small streamers.
If I had loads of money, I would like to do videos like that, but
that'd be pretty. That'd be like a bit of a Mr. Beast-esque thing to do.
Because I've got to be at like Mr. Beast level or KSI level first.
Nah, I was gonna say, do you think you'll ever start a podcast soon, then, man, or will that be years in the future or months in the future?
You know what? I do actually enjoy podcasts, so I would love to start one. But I feel like at the minute, all the people that are at my channel are just mostly interested in music reviews.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how well the podcast would do yet. I need to carry on and grow a fan base that enjoy watching the shows for me and not to get their music played. Because then once I've got that, they're going to join the podcast no matter what.
Yeah, like with Logan Paul, basically. He uploads far more to his podcast than his main channel, and that brings in good views. So, fair dues. Do you think you'll continue the game videos, though? Because they're good bands.
I want to do that as well. It's annoying because there's so much shit that I want to do, but it's like I don't have the fucking time. Like, genuinely, I just don't.
I'd continue the game videos if I was you, like, do them as and when. I guess I'd leave the podcast for ages if I was you, just because, like, I don't know. If you don't know how many people are going to tune in, but I think the gaming videos, I think they're decent fun. If it's a game you like GTA or Bully or stuff like that, or Red Dead, but if it's a game you don't, make sure like it's a game that you're just really, really into, so you feel like, damn, I want to play this, I want to progress in the story.
It's like before I brought my new computer, I just played The Last of Us 2 for the first time, and I loved it, man. Like I was constantly just playing it. I think I had a couple of days off, so I could play it all to get it all complete.
What,
so I really yeah, look, bruv, I was doing my live streams. I built up as much money as I could, and I had like 3 or 4 days off, so I could just play the game and just chill. And then I got back into it, basically like a holiday.
Was this when you were working at the for the NHS or?
No. This was a couple of months ago. No, about a month ago.
Oh, okay, so I thought you meant like you were skiving off work. I thought.
Oh no, I mean like this. I didn't go live for a few days, so I could play the game.
Fair enough. I mean, it does you good to have a break sometimes, It just does you good to just get out of the routine and just do other shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wish I'd have waited until I had my PC so I could have streamed it.
Nah.
But I didn't.
Is what it is. Adam says, I like watching game videos. What gamers do you watch out of interest, bro? What shit do you, what gamers? Because I don't really keep up with most gamers now, so not sure. What gaming YouTubers are about. I know PewDiePie games a bit here and there. I'm assuming Jacksepticeye does. What's his name? Who's that other one? Markiplier, those sort of people. Because they can upload anything. They can just, pull their top up and go, and then they're going to get like 20 million views off that.
I genuinely watch like random shit. Sometimes there's a guy that I watch that does he works on cars, and I've watched him right from the start when he literally had like a small BMW, the same as my first one, and now he owns Lamborghinis and Maseratis and all that stuff, and you can see the hustle and the grind that he's putting. And I love watching his videos, man, because he buys cars that are written off, like crash damaged, and he fixes them up and then he raffles them away.
Nice.
He's quite entertaining to watch.
But what the hell was I going to say? I got some. I can't believe for most of the podcast I haven't even brought most of the topics. That is mad.
I know, it's because we've just been talking, man.
Yeah, just random shizzle. So I've got this one topic. Living in Antarctica must be weird. That's what I wrote down. I mean, can you imagine though? Like, it's like a humongous continent and it's just freezing. And like, what would there be to talk about? It's just all barren.
It's just pure ice. It is just ice, isn't it?
Yeah,
just floating ice. I think that's weird that it's just fucking solid water is now classed as a continent.
Why would you even live there though if you had the power to move?
Some people do though, don't they?
Weird.
And I swear
just
it's
get away from it all in the fresh air.
There's only like one day a year where it's actually bright.
Damn.
I'm sure it is. I think because of the way the Earth's position, the sun never actually hits it. That's why it's
Crazy.
so cold there. That's why it's so icy.
Really trippy, man. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about living there, man. It just must
I
be,
wouldn't live there. Fuck that.
really weird.
Yeah, look, I watch
Yeah.
videos of people playing games. I'm thinking of buying. I don't watch specific people. I've watched MollyBoy play GTA 4. Come on, bro.
What a G. I wrote this down. Why do you want success and fame, etc.?
Why do I want it?
Yeah, that was one of the topics I wrote down.
I genuinely just feel like I was born to just do this instead of a normal job.
Fair.
And I do actually really want to be on TV and stuff, you know. Like eventually I want to get on television.
Telly's a bag of arse, man. Just aim for internet clout.
but
Telly's such a bag of rubbish now.
it is a bag of shit, but I mean, once you're on telly, I feel like you get more. I don't know. Actually, nah. Generations are changing, so like our generation's more interested in social media and
Yeah.
YouTube and stuff. So actually, I feel like
Disney
it probably
Plus,
would be
Netflix.
better to get famous on YouTube. But I just want to be. I want to be someone. I mean, like I want to build something. I want to have my own business, something that I've started from the ground up, so that in generations to come, my great grandchildren are saying, "Oh yeah, we live in this nice house because my great granddad decided to, you know, do something with his life."
That's a nice, selfless way to end that off. That was really cool. I really respect that because a lot of people, it's just like, I want clout and fame, feel good, get validation off everyone. But you're like, you know,
I
do
got
it for my
something to say as well.
great grandkids.
So I watched this video earlier, and it was, you know, Kris Jenner.
Yeah.
She basically, Kim Kardashian and I think Kourtney Kardashian were saying to Kris Jenner, why are you buying your son a house? You need to cut him off. He's a grown ass man. You don't buy him a house. And then I was thinking to myself, if I've got as much, they're billionaires, right? So if I've got as much money as them, and I want to support my children so that they never have to work, and it's my money, then I will. It's like I know how it feels to work. I know, like, realistically, I didn't work that long because I just fucking ended up doing this. I'm still young, but I know what it feels like to work.
Yeah, you have got out there and got.
That's
your
what I'm
hands
saying.
dirty.
So if I don't want my children to go through that, that's my decision. You know what I mean? So I
That
just
is
feel
really.
like they were saying to her, "You need to cut him off. You don't buy him a house. If she wants to help her family out, you go help your family out.
Yeah.
You do what you want."
I mean, at the end of the day, that is nice, but all I'll say, Deck, seriously, man, there are a lot of not just rich kids, but spoilt kids or people who haven't come up the hard way, and it has shot them in the foot in the long run.
Yeah, to be fair,
Been shot a million, and they've ended up growing up and just being like not being able to handle the word no, getting annoyed over the littlest things, and being lunatics. You know,
I
if
wouldn't
you see,
necessarily be like giving them everything, and I would still encourage them to go and have their own life and go and do their own things. But I wouldn't necessarily make them like, "Oh, you've got to do this job that you completely hate." I'd push them to do things that they love the most. Do you know what I mean? Like they wouldn't be in that. It's like for me, if I had to get a job, I'd have to, like, for example, if I had to get a job at Co-op to pay the bills, I'd have to do it. But if my son or whatever didn't want that, he was trying to pursue something else, I wouldn't force him to go get the job at Co-op.
Yeah.
I'd help him until he gets to where he wants to be.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
And even then, I'd still probably help because I've got all this money. Why do I need to keep it all for myself?
True, but like I know some people who have like parents who work ridiculously hard, but like they're sort of lazy and like they're just like, they might try a job and then they're like, I can't be asked, and then their parent gets them this job where they can just like fart around, or their parent pays for absolutely everything they do, and it's just not a good lifestyle. But that's more of a discipline issue, really. You can have that in a poor family or a middle class family, and not just a rich family, can you? You know, you can have that anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, I wouldn't have entitled children because I would make sure they're not entitled, but I wouldn't, if they didn't want to, I wouldn't force them to get a job that they don't want to do because I know what it's like to work somewhere you don't want to work.
Don't blame you, man. How would you deal with fans face to face?
Oh, God. This comes down to me being confident, man. I don't know.
Have you got the time today, sir?
I don't even know what the fuck I would do, honestly. I think at first, if somebody recognised me, I wouldn't even believe it. I think they were taking the piss or something. And then when I realised it was genuine and like they wanted a photo or whatever, I'd probably be there like I wouldn't know what to do.
The thing is, that is a cool thing about living in like a more chilled out area. The old geezers and ladies and whoever aren't going to know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, there are a few sort of like slightly odd people in Devon. They're not watching music YouTube videos. They're just, I don't know, doing whatever, aren't they?
That's what I mean. I'd love to have this. There's a part of me that wants the success and wants to be really popular, but then there's a part of me that just wants the business side of it, where like I'm making the money and I'm just living here where it's quiet. I'm not being bothered, all that sort of shit.
You know what's? Can I just tell you something really trippy though, man? Like a lot of people I've talked to in our generation and a bit older, they don't watch any YouTube. It's just like either TikTok, Instagram, or Spotify. Like, are we out of touch? You know, or are they out of touch?
I
think
love
it's
YouTube. You know, I watch YouTube
Yeah.
more than TV.
Yeah, same, man. I really enjoy it. I don't get why people are like, because TikTok, all it does is it's all right, but if you spend too much time on there, it just forces you to enjoy. It basically slowly shrinks your attention span if you spend too much time on there. That's the weakness with it. While YouTube, you can choose to watch deep analytic videos, you know.
And you know what? With YouTube, you can learn so much. It's not necessarily just entertainment. Like, there's so much shit on there that you can learn. I learned how to fucking make music and mix music through YouTube, and now I'm here making fucking bags.
Amazing variety on YouTube, and at the same time as well, because back in the day it was just like there was little bits and bobs here and there, but as you said, you can just type in how to do this edit on Final Cut Pro or how to make music, and it's up there for you for the most part, as long as it's not like a niche software where you can't really do that with TikTok or Spotify, can you?
Exactly.
Because I know it's different by design, but it's weird when people try and say YouTube's eventually going to go out of the window. I don't think it will for years, man.
I don't think it will.
What other website? Because I've tried to make other websites before and no one's given a shit. I mean, look at Vimeo. Who goes? Remember one of the teachers in college going, "Upload your stuff to Vimeo, guys.
Vimeo is so dead.
That's where the art is." And then like no one watches. The only good thing about Vimeo is that you can get away with more music on there. That's it. Everything else is crap, and no one's going to watch it.
The problem is now, because YouTube is so big, it's going to be very hard for a competitor to even come close to what YouTube's doing.
I don't think it will. I think it's as long as YouTube don't sell out, which I don't think they will, because there'd be an uproar and some competitor would just swoop in and take the place. But I think as long as YouTube don't sell out, because you know how Machinima years ago, they sold out, so all their videos got taken away or deleted or privatized. And I doubt YouTube would do that. But if they're sold out, a bigger company could potentially do that. But they'd have to be foolish to do that, because it'd basically be like some lunatic buying YouTube just for the sake of it and then getting rid of all the videos. While a proper business person would think, we're going to buy YouTube and make it better. Some more.
But I feel like YouTube has got to be genuinely one of the biggest businesses in the world. So I don't feel like it. Why would you want to sell?
Yeah, I know, but like Machinima was Machinima was sort of going down the toilet. Actually,
I was going to say Machinima was already on its downward spiral.
Yeah, because it was big in the it was big in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 because it seemed innovative. But around 2012 and 13 and 14, especially when Twitch came along and like other gaming YouTubers weren't just trying to suck up to Machinima, Machinima just went out the door, because who's going to send their videos to a content, like, unless you're desperate to get views? Who's going to send you? Why would you send your videos to a big website just to get your shit put out there when you can just slap it on your own channel?
Literally. Because I remember I used to watch some gaming videos and it always used to have like the Machinima intro at the start, even though there was uploaded on YouTube.
Yeah.
I remember that. God, that makes me feel old, you know. It really does.
Yeah. Boomers. But I've always looked old since the age of 15 with my beard, so...
Bro, when we was in college and I first met you, I genuinely thought you were like a grown-ass man.
Yeah. Doing
and you're like, I'm 16. I was like, we're the same age. That's crazy.
Yeah, madness. Absolutely mad.
What month was you born?
Feb.
Oh, you're older than me.
I was going to ask, though, the next thing. Are living in caravans the future because house prices are a joke in the UK?
I would live in a caravan, you know, but not like a caravan that you pull with a car. I mean, like a static lodge.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because some of them are like fucking 200 grand and they're like houses, man.
Yeah.
That's what we first looked at, you know. We looked at buying one of them before we got this flat.
Thing is, right, you can get a decent caravan for 85 grand. You know, you can't get a decent caravan. I mean, you can't get a decent house for 85 grand.
You get a shit house for 85 grand.
Exactly. So that's why I think caravans are better. And also, the parking can sometimes be better. The only issue you're going to have is if like the land gets sold, that's it. Everything else, you basically sat back laughing. But people don't people associate caravans with like you got no money or like you're just farting around.
Nah.
Yeah,
The
which is
only
ridiculous.
problem, the only thing that stopped us from getting a caravan was you obviously when you buy a caravan, you've then got to pay to be on the land that it's on.
Mhm.
And they don't do it in like you can't pay monthly like rent. You have to pay all up front. And it was like I think it was actually no like $5,000 a year. And we didn't have $5,000 to just we can't buy a caravan and give $5,000. So we just decided to
Yeah.
just get the flat instead.
That is a bit of a bag of arse, to be fair.
But I would like to do the lodge though, because some of them come with fucking hot tubs. You get massive fucking lodges. They come with 2 parking spaces for your cars. You're on a nice campsite, which is respected. There's a gardener that goes round, always cleans up.
And
I
there's a
think it's
bunch of
nice, man.
families smashing the place up and kicking footballs at your window. Fantastic.
But actually, though, in Devon, with the ones that you buy, like the lodges and stuff, they're kind of like secluded from the actual
Yeah, I get what you
Holland
mean.
road.
Oh, yeah. Because we've actually we did stop in a lodge in Wales once, and it was well secluded. It was well chill, man. There were loads of lodges nearby. Most time we just stopped in caravans, like static caravans. But for a few times we stopped in lodges, and it was well chill, man. It was brilliant.
Didn't you stay in is it Watcombe? Or no?
No, don't.
No, I
don't.
was just gonna ask. I was just gonna ask what it was that you stayed in because it looked nice.
Oh,
You know,
in
when
South
we went to
Devon, we
go-
stopped in a really nice bungalow. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. 'Cause I remember you showing me, and I was like, "Fucking hell, looks nice."
yeah, it's well chilling there, man. So nice.
Have you been? Let me try and find what beach it's called. It's like it literally looks derelict, man, and it's
What's
near
derelict
there,
mean?
like abandoned. It's got signs saying you're not allowed to go down there because of erosion and stuff.
I've been. Is it Barbican Beach?
Nah, not Barbican, but it's next to it. It's just before it.
Um,
Where is
Is
it
it
now?
when you walk down loads of stairs and then there's like it's a really small
And all the
beach?
stairs are like fucking broken.
Yeah, I think we went there once, to be honest.
Oh, is this it? I think this is it. Oh, there's no name. I think it's Watcombe Beach.
Yeah, I think we might have gone there once, to be honest. Really small beach.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think we went there once. The parking was horrendous.
Yeah, I know the parking could get mad. To be fair, me and my cousin, not long ago, we took a walk and we found this beach that you can't actually access. Like we had to go like over like fields and stuff, and there was just a beach at the bottom of this cliff. We got down to it. The fucking videos on my old phone. Anyway, there was
How
a
did you
seal.
get down to it?
Just because like it's like cliffs, but then there's like I don't know how you explain it. There's like parts where it's like more of a hill. You had to climb, and it was like fucking overgrown, full of trees and everything. But we got down to it. Nobody was there, and there was a seal in the water, and I swear to God, it waved at us. It was just there, and it kind of like put its fin up. Obviously, it wasn't actually waving. Hold on, I think it's on my Snapchat. I'll show you. I've got
That
a
is
video
dope.
of it.
That is dope that you climb, man. That is really cool.
I've got a video, and I need. Yeah, I do. I don't know if you can be able to see it. Oh no, hold on. No, it's on my old phone because I got a new phone. So this one's dead. It's on this one. For fuck's sake. It's literally, I thought it was stuck or something, but it was looking at us, like bobbing because of the water, and its fin came up like that, and it looked like it was waving. I was just laughing my head off. It's mad the amount of seals that are around there, though.
Yeah.
And we saw dolphins once. Me and Mia did.
That is a shocker. I wouldn't have expected that in Devon.
They were far, though. There's a video online, actually. There's a guy called Dawlish Beach Cams. He put a video out. He was on a boat coming from like Torquay back to here, and there was dolphins under his boat.
Wow, that's pretty good bounce.
It was nice. In fact, I'm gonna get it up actually, and then I'll show you while we're talking. Fuck it.
A few more cheeky topics, then we'll just wrap up there.
Yeah, go on, throw 'em.
The next one, longest YouTubers you've watched?
Who I've watched for the longest?
Yeah.
KSI. There's a streamer called I'm Dante. I've been watching him since like 2017. He streams to he streams to Twitch, but he uploads clips to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, you got me on the spot, bro. Who else do I? Honestly, I think it's just them, KSI on the side, man.
Fair
They're
enough,
probably the
man.
ones that I've stuck around with the most. What about you?
Forest Fire 101 since like 2008, and the Weasel since like 2017. Callums Corner since 2016.
Oh, yeah. Callums
More
Corners, of
critical,
course.
I watched him from like 2013, 2016, stopped till like 2020, then watched him again.
The only one I know is Callums Corner.
Fair enough. Who else is there that I've watched for years and years? Can't really think off the top of my head, to be honest.
So I'm saying I just go through whatever's on my fucking homepage and just watch anything.
Exactly, man. I've watched Shea for this for quite a few years, but he's more recent, like 2018. I started watching him. Yeah.
Let me quickly show you this video.
Sure, man. Go for it.
Share screen. Chrome tab. Okay, so where is it? Here, look. So I think that's crazy.
Oh, damn. I thought it'd just be like one. Jeez.
That's what I mean. It's loads.
I did not expect this.
When me and Mia saw him, we didn't see him that good.
Yeah.
They were quite far away.
Is Dawlish Beach Cam's quite famous, or?
He's got 57,000 subscribers.
Man, I'm glad that there's a decent audience for that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, people love it. He has cameras on there that are live all the time as well, and people just watch him of the beach and stuff. There's probably people on there now fucking watching it. Yeah, there's 37 people watching one, 22 people watching the other.
Sick, man.
What's the point?
I guess it's just relaxing for people, isn't it? Next question. You got a plan if your content ever fell off?
Straight answer, no. Not at the minute. I do want to invest in like property and stuff, which I am actually in the midst of doing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it.
Fair dues. You enjoying the Devon lifestyle still?
Yeah, 100%. Way more than back home. Way more.
And if you had to go back to a normal job, what would it be?
I want to work with animals. If I ever have to go to a normal job, I want it to do with animals and stuff.
What, like zookeeper?
I don't know. I always said, actually, if I was to do this and really...
Sorry to interrupt you. He's been sticking around for the whole thing. Respect, Adam. Peace, man. Thank you.
Damn. Thanks, man. If I become really successful, and obviously I stop the live streams and I'm just making money off YouTube videos and I've got loads of spare time, there's a castle by me and it has like a little farm and it has like guinea pigs and goats and all this, and you can't get paid, but you just volunteer there. I think I genuinely would like to volunteer.
Fair dues, man.
Because I love animals, man.
Well, that was the longest podcast that has been done on this channel. Absolutely sick. Yeah. It says 2 hours 39, but it's 2 minutes behind on my StreamYard. I think it's like 2
hours 42. It says for me.
Sick. Well, that is that then, everyone. You got any final messages or anything you want to say?
If you ever watch this podcast and you make music, you know what to do. Head over to my show to get your music reviewed. Simple as that.
Yeah. Go check out Molly Boy. Slap the like, slap the subscribe, all the bants. Can we get a hair reveal, man? Come on.
Hell no. Wait, look, can you not see the little ponytail I got here? I had to do it because my hair is that long now. It sticks out of my hat. So I have to just fucking put it back so it doesn't look stupid.
We ever do a hair reveal on stream?
Maybe, eventually. I'm kind of, do you know, like when you grow your hair and it's at like the ugly stage? I'm kind of there. I'm waiting to get past it. I might cut my hair, I don't know. Let's see how I feel.
Fair enough, bro. You could go for the ball cut, Jesse Pinkman.
I was genuinely thinking about doing a buzz cut, you know. I just feel like a bit easy.
Yeah, and you always keep your cap on anyway, so it's all your hats,
exactly.
So it's all good.
There's no point in me having hair.
You could have some bizarre hairstyle. You could have ponytails. You've always got the cap. You've always got the cap on.
That's what I mean.
Like two ponytails or a man bun. You've always got the cap on. It's all good, man. Do what you want. Shave half your hair off. Keep half of it.
You know what my hair looks like at the minute? Do you know Kid Leroy?
Nah.
you don't know Killer Roy. Let me quickly get a photo before you go. Obviously, his hair's blonde, mine's brown, but my hair kind of looks like that at the minute.
Oh, damn. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's getting there, man.
Well, we'll nicely leave that one there then. Thank you all so much for watching, and yep, have a good one. Laters.
Peace.
Peace.